Is our lighting good?
Yo. Welcome to another episode of the Chronic OG Podcast. I'm your host, Smitty.
Yo, I'm that boy they call Big Tone. What's good, bro?
Big Tone, what's good, bro? All right, as you guys can see, we have a guest in the house today with us. No other than Aaron Spears.
Oh, you left out the D for dick.
Yeah, let me not disrespect. Yeah, because, he Hollywood now, so we got to put the D in there. So let me try that again. As you guys can see, we have a special guest in the house today. No other than Aaron D. Spears. Tony, what's a clap tone? Clap tone, clap tone.
Hey, so there's another Aaron Spears that's an actor?
Yeah, no, he's not an actor. And the crazy thing is he just recently passed away, man. He was a drummer. I used to drum for like
Yes,
Usher and all the top people.
yes. He was a
And his
big time
mom,
drummer.
yeah, bro. And his mom and my mom, ironically, go to the same church. They didn't even know that they did.
Wow.
So I had met her at the church one day because I went and surprised my mother. And they called me. And I went upstage. And she's like, wow. When I came up the stage, that's my son's name. I was like, did your son play drums? She was like, yeah. I
Hmm.
said, I know your son.
Yeah, he was nice with it too.
They went to the same. No, he was nice. But yeah, he was all right. He was a
Yeah,
little
I'm
bit
saying
younger.
he was a couple years younger than us, but he was nice with it, bro. Yeah, he was nice on the drums, bro.
Joke.
Yeah.
Joke. And when he passed away, man, his mom called me, bro. I was like,
Mm,
sorry
yeah.
to tell you.
I did see
I'll
that.
tell you what our names are. So if you just take out the middle initials, both of us are Aaron Spears.
Right.
If you put the middle initials in, my middle initial is D. His middle initial is P.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same ring, so to speak. So we just agreed
PD.
he'll be Aaron Spears, I'll be Aaron D. Spears. That was our little pact.
Got
You know what
you.
I'm saying? Yeah, that's all.
That's what's up.
So
That's what's
that's
up. So that's how he became Hollywood and the D became along.
hey, look, I hey Rob, I ain't know it was gonna lead to all of that shit.
I didn't
Hey,
even,
that's
but hey, we'll take it, bro. We'll take it.
yeah, exactly. He's the OG. Nigga, I'm talking OG. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So for those that don't know, we've been knowing this clown since middle school.
Man, we just figured that out today. I was like, I think it's middle school now, high school. Middle school.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely go
Yeah.
back to middle school.
What's that? Like 40 years now, right? 42 years now.
Yeah, soon. Well, at least 40 for sure. At least
Yeah.
40 years, going back. Always, Earn, we love having you on, man. We appreciate you, bro. We proud of you, what you've been accomplishing in this game, bro. We know it's hard, being in Hollywood, being an actor, man, doing the things you have done. Tony and I both want to say congratulations, bro. And we really appreciate you, man.
Bruh, that's all love, man. Look here. I'm so happy that I told him and his wife this morning, man. I'm just happy that I even got a place to be right now
Right. Right.
with somebody I know and both sides feel comfortable.
Exactly.
I just asked him, you think our kids are going to have friends that you've known since middle school? Like, does this generation still keep that type of connection? Because we
Right.
were brought up differently.
And
You
the
know what I'm
thing
saying?
is, bro, what makes you a great man and a humble man, you Hollywood, but you still come back to people that you know. You know what I'm saying? You ain't one of them Hollywood ass niggas like, yeah, I'm Hollywood now, man. Fuck them niggas I used to know. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
hey, stuff like that, we appreciate stuff like that from people like you, man. You know what I'm saying? We really do, man.
Man, look, dude, you are the prime, the sum total of all of those experiences.
Right.
So I am, because of the things that you guys and we have been through,
Right.
and the conversations and the come on downs. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Stay in my joints. Yeah, that makes who you are. So
Right.
my thing is that you lose yourself when you lose those connections. So I'm not planning on losing myself. I'm keeping the butthole virgin, bro.
That's what's up, bro.
I think because of so in this generation, so many kids know each other through social media.
Yeah.
Right.
So they ain't like he was just saying. I don't think you ain't gonna see kids riding bikes around the neighborhood as much as when we were there,
Right. Right.
or playing street football, tackle on the sidelines and stuff like that. You just don't. That's just not something you're gonna see these days.
That's right.
Because, and I think a lot of it has to do with
It's
electronics and social.
technology for sure. It's technology for sure.
I mean, I think AJ probably. I know he might still talk to Bry, But I asked him the other day, I'm like, yo, who you still rock with? Last time he was home, I said, who you still rock with from Shadow Ridge? He was like, nobody.
Right.
Man.
I was like, not even your cousin, Jaquan? He was like, man, I ain't talked to Jaquan in years.
Yeah, see.
Man.
Yeah.
It's different.
It's different, man, for sure. It's different, man. You know,
Everybody can get their own, the the phone and social media and all that stuff
it
allows you
keeps
to make
everybody connected. Right. Especially with FaceTime and you can pick up you can pick up a phone and FaceTime a person, whether it's on Android or Apple. You can, FaceTime somebody. So you can video call somebody. So it's technology has made it so much easier to stay
or it's like
connected.
this, just like right now. What we doing right
Right. I'm saying we didn't have this 20 some years ago. We can sit down like
now.
this and
No. I'm saying
communicate.
we're in two separate locations and we having a
That's what I'm
conversation
saying.
like
Right.
At the table.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Technology has definitely took over the world and it's
So
definitely raising our kids.
the thing with technology for me is that, bruh, it can have the opposite effect of moving you forward. So, for instance, it's a lot of people that don't know how to turn off a TV.
Right.
Remote is lost.
Hmm.
right.
They don't know how to do that. So
Right.
imagine a generation of kids that there was no more shoestrings and they were only Velcro closed
Close.
shoes.
Hmm.
There'll be a generation that would not know how to tie shoes, and every generation after that wouldn't
Know
know
how
either.
exactly. You're right.
So you can lose stuff. So this technology is almost like crack, bro. It's like heroin. It's like fentanyl. You're addicted, and then you got your notifications on. So now, not only is it their consistent feed of information, but now it's buzzing you every time there's a post.
Right.
Like,
And that's what keep you,
yes,
you know. And look,
it,
and we all
it,
guilty of that, especially for me when it's ESPN, because I get a dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
yep,
First thing I do, look, see what it
right,
is.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
so
it's crazy how it can train you in that way, and if you don't take advantage of even what's coming, AI ain't
hmm
going nowhere. If you don't take advantage of it, you can't get lost in the sauce and miss the millions that you could have made because all this technology stuff ain't going nowhere. You're either gonna get with it or you're not gonna get with it.
right.
You're left by roll with the punches. You know what I mean?
But even with the AI thing, it's a little scary to me how AI can mimic anybody's voice.
Yeah, that shit is
Yeah,
Like
weird.
anybody's voice.
So I tell you, the part of technology that freaks me out is now you can take your credit card or your ATM, the tap thing.
Oh, hmm.
So the PIN number stuff is gone
Right.
because a lot of times with the credit card, they not ask when you tap it. The only thing they ask you for is a signature. They don't ask you for a PIN number.
No, but see, PIN's only for
you can
debit
stick
cards.
it. You can push
Credit or debit.
green.
You can push credit or
Yeah,
debit. Yeah.
But I'm
yeah,
saying if you have a credit card,
Right.
it's not a debit
right,
card, just a credit card.
right.
When you tap it, the only thing it
That's for a
asks you for
signature.
is
Yeah.
that's crazy to me.
Some places I know, like when I use a card at a certain gas station, it might ask for my zip code.
Right,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what
Right.
Depends on where I'm at. It'll ask for my zip code, to that
yeah,
card. Yeah.
it will do
But
that.
outside of that, yeah, like you said, we use a credit card now, bro. It's just scan and go, bro. So you can
Man,
find a credit card on the street and boom.
I don't even carry my shit. I just carry my phone.
Right.
Everything on my
That's
phone.
my point.
See?
I don't even have my wallet. My
Yes.
wallet is in my phone.
Phone. Like you see,
You know what I'm saying? So
see.
I leave
I
my wallet
I
either
haven't
at
got
the
I haven't
house
got
or
to
in
that
the
step
car.
yet. I haven't got to that step. I
Yeah.
still carry a little wallet with my cards, my
Yeah.
ID and all that in it. Yeah.
Now look, I got a little billfold that
Hmm.
carries my ID and my credit
Right.
cards,
That's what I carry a
but
little bill for.
it stays in the car. Sometimes it even stays at home.
Mm.
Because I got my license, it can be scanned in my phone.
Wow.
It's a file. So it says
Hmm.
don't take just a picture, you
Right.
scan it.
Okay.
And I'm not paid for this.
So what if you get pulled over?
He
That
can show them that.
verifies that.
I show them that.
Yeah.
On top of, I never used to carry my license with me anyway. I just know the numbers. I know the numbers to my credit cards, the numbers to my driver. I don't know why.
All right.
So I used to always run off my number to the police officer.
Right.
I don't have it, but you can
Here's the
check
number,
my
right?
number.
It's running. Yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah, it's running.
Good.
Yeah.
You probably ain't getting away with that shit either.
Probably not with these crazy mugs out here
Shit, not
now,
today,
bro.
bro.
This atmosphere is trippy right now.
So what you working on right now?
I just got finished doing this play, so that's why I came back down to Atlanta. So actually, I came to Atlanta for a couple of things. I finished up this movie called Scavenger Hunt. I don't know when it's gonna be out because we just shot it and they did a little. I think she did a little. What you want to call it? Sizzler. She put out. I probably be about another year before because they got
Right.
to edit it and color correct it
Of
and all that
course.
other stuff. But yeah, that's like a horror film, and then there's gonna be a part two of that, so I'm gonna do that. Then I just finished doing this play the last couple of nights called Peace Be Still with this producer named Kanik Sky. The first movie is with Lisa Wu. Both females, both like bosses, both like go hard. Like I like being around go hard people.
Hmm.
Like it's no offense to mediocrity or people that like mediocrity because trust me, I'm not perfect. There's a lot of things I still need to work on with myself. You know, my wife will tell you, but trust me. You but I just don't like to be around the energy of mediocrity. Like I'm trying to get to like stratosphere levels. So if I gotta pull you up, by the time I pull you up, now I'm
You
tired.
drain, right?
Yeah, I need the energy to match that's around me.
Got you, brother.
Otherwise, I'm by myself. And I'm the same with my kids. And I don't try to be mean, but I mean, I have to tell some of my kids as friends, like, look, man, if you ain't a go-getter, if you don't have good grades, like you ain't got goals, dreams, aspirations, it probably ain't gonna be. This might be the last time you might see my
Right, hanging
kids.
out with my kid, right? Yeah,
Straight conversation. I've told parents that
right,
your son or daughter is just, and they kind of all over the place.
right. No
You know,
structure.
yeah, no structure. They don't really stand for nothing, so it means they fall for everything. Like
Mm,
I can't have my kids around it.
no
I
doubt.
just can't afford it. I'm gone enough, right?
Right,
So I need to make sure when I'm not there and when I put them out there, they're rocking with the right mentality. That
exactly.
mentality, that work ethic is going what's going. The talent is great. That's a great head start. Talent ain't gonna cut it, big dog.
Yeah,
You got to work.
Oh, it's been plenty of talented people that didn't make it.
Didn't make
right.
it, man.
Because they don't have the
Fell
work
short.
ethic.
You think like look, this I'm gonna just keep it a buck. Plays are hard, my dude.
Yeah,
And you got rehearsal.
Russell. Yeah, I
I
got a
don't have to
homeboy I
know.
work with. He do stage plays, and he talks about how hard they are.
Don't you have to do rehearsal for, like, for instance, the movie Scavenger Hunt? Then you had to rehearse for that?
No,
No,
you might rehearse
you reach a
on the
line.
set.
Yeah, you're seeing.
You're not doing weeks and months of rehearsal. So for the play, they rehearsing for like 2-3 months.
Right.
Before I even got there.
Mm,
Mind you, I came on Monday. So everybody else been practicing for the last 2 months.
wow.
But it was the
Same play I was in last year. They changed, but then they ended up changing my lines and changing them back. But so we had to work that out.
Right.
That's work, bro.
Yeah.
In a week's time, I got a week. I'm getting on Monday. The play goes up on Saturday. Like by the time the play went up the first time, I only ran the play fully
Twice.
twice.
Wow.
And then the next time you run,
It's live.
it's
Yeah.
and you fuck up on stage, huh?
Yeah.
Hey, but you gotta think of something to say. It ain't no cut,
Right,
man.
right. You gotta really be quick on your feet when it comes to thinking. You
Yeah,
gotta
you gotta
ad
do
lib
stuff
pretty
to make
quick.
look crazy as
Yeah.
hell.
So is that one of the what's some of the differences between on stage and on film?
On film,
on
like
screen?
okay, so
Besides that,
right. When you're on film, I go into terms of your moments. With theater, since we were there, it's all about you and there's no cut, and you drive the storyline as well as the rhythm of what people are experiencing. It's a direct correlation. It's call and response. You say something, somebody's laughing, somebody's commenting,
Hmm.
you gotta be able to stand all of that. Because you gotta be able to hear that and still deliver. And they might say some funny shit. You know what I'm saying? It might be funny as a mug,
So you
bro,
got
but you can't
you can't break
bust
character.
out laughing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
that
People
would
that
be
know you, I see you, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know who that is.
Right.
You know their voice.
Right, right.
You ain't that smooth, you punk ass nigga. Damn. Just people gonna mess with you on stage. You
Right,
feel me?
right.
Yeah, so you gotta be ready for that. And then like TV moves faster than film. So the next in terms of progression of moments, I guess, will be film, where you take bigger moments to maybe express something. Say like you're sad or you don't want to answer the phone. You could probably take that whole moment of going through thought of why I don't want to answer the phone, the whole story that's playing in the back of your head. The last time you talked to this person, and now I got to make up phone. Hello. But on TV, you ain't got all that time for that.
Mm,
It's just, let's see, maybe a look and pick up the phone. You see what I mean? So the pace of how the story is told is different.
Right.
Film also too, depending on the budget of the film, sometimes you could do that scene, no exaggeration, 16 to 22 times. And you're like, bro, what are we doing? But on a big budget film, sometimes you only do one scene a day.
Mm.
So we come back after lunch, and like, we still on the same scene? Dang, how many times we gonna do this, mug? I thought we got it.
Right.
But they shooting it from the angle of the rear view mirror, the side view mirror, underneath the car,
Right.
the feet. You know what I'm saying? You don't see no one, but you see the feet come out the car.
Right.
And then they just see walking. I mean, but you got the budget to do that. And then on other films that don't have budgets like that, you shooting the whole joint. Sometimes I've done a movie and you only got one take. My very first film, we only had one take. That's how much film we had. That's when film was out. So we practiced.
What was the first film?
It was called, sorry, that was my second film. It was called Cappuccino. My first film was middle of the road, middle of nowhere, something like that. Yeah, in the middle, something like that. That was my very,
This
very.
nigga looking it up.
I think
You
I
might.
think my notes from last time, bro. I think all my notes from last time.
Wow, that's crazy. Something I forget the name.
He said it in the last one.
I'm looking now. I'm just looking. These are my notes.
Look, the one take was Cappuccino. That was with Craig Ross Jr. That's the dude that did Blue Hill Avenue. So that's how I met Craig Ross Jr. on Cappuccino. And I was the last audition.
Which one was?
Yes, it was Blue Hill Avenue. Blue Hill Avenue was your first movie.
No, that wasn't my first one. That was my that was a little down the line.
Okay.
The first one that I did was an independent film called Middle of the Road, something like that. And then the next film I did was Cappuccino with Craig Ross Jr., who did Blue Hill Avenue.
Got you. Okay.
So, me and Craig have done 1, 2, 3, 4, I think almost 5 movies together. So when I met him on Cappuccino, last audition of the day, coming from the movie that I told you, Middle of the Road or In the Middle, whatever the name of that is, I was on set doing that movie. And I saw there was an audition for this movie called Cappuccino. On my lunch break, got on the bus, went over there to do the audition, almost missed it. They were packing up, getting ready to leave. And I was like, oh, here for the audition. He was like, and they all kind of looked at each other like, all right, you know, we might as well, we're here.
Right.
Did the audition. Man, it got quiet. He was like, something like, that's it, or something. I was like, what the hell was
So
that?
he had you read, you never saw the lines?
No.
He had you read the lines?
He had to have me read the lines. Gave me the lines right then and there, stepped to the side a little bit, and then I read them. Or maybe they had given them beforehand, but I don't recall it. Usually non-union like that, I don't recall getting the size beforehand. I recall kind of getting the size when you got there. Mm-hmm. So I read them, and he was like, that's it, read it again. I read it again. He was like, so what you doing so and so and so? I was like, I don't know. He was like, you got the part. Man, we've been here all day. We've been waiting for somebody to read it like this. I played opposite James Brown. I was like his best friend, and he was doing some sideways stuff, and I was kind of like the voice of reason guy. And man, that was my first project with Craig. Then from there, we did, I think it was Tracy Townsend. Or was that after Blue Hill? I don't know. It might have been Tracy Townsend, then Blue Hill. Nope, it was Cappuccino, Blue Hill Avenue, Tracy Townsend, Mansfield 12. And we're going to see if we do some other joints. And then it's the television show we did, Monogamy. Monogamy. We did Monogamy.
How'd you end up living in Blue Hill Avenue, bro?
What you mean living? Oh, because he shot me?
Yeah. Like how you wasn't one of the ones that died, though?
Hey, bro. It's funny. I don't even know if I've ever even said this. Originally, I was Tristan. The studio was like, we don't know who he is.
You didn't have a name.
Right. But Craig's like, nah, trust me. That's my dude. And the studio like, nah, we don't know who he is. Either we're going to bring in somebody else or we ain't doing the movie. Because rappers were big at that time. But see, Allen wasn't a rapper, but he was into Jason's lyrics.
Right.
Swag, all the love. Man, we just caught back up maybe 2 weeks ago. Me, Allen, and Will, the one that played Ebo. We just topped it up like 2 weeks ago. That movie was just, man, that made friendships for a lifetime.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? still friends to this day. Just what we all went through, where we were in our careers, the names that were involved, the pressure that was on our heads. I don't know if I tell y'all about that the scene the last time we talked in Blue Avenue when we had to pull into the driveway, pull into the alley. So this is how Blue Hill popped off. I'm gonna give you from me being Tristan all the way up to the first day of shoot. So they give the part to Allen. I don't think I'm gonna get a part. I'm thinking I'm just out the movie. Craig like, nah, you in the movie. We go to audition. When we go to audition, you're seeing all named talent. Bill Bellamy, Terry Crews, like it's heads. And then there's me, then there's Will. We're the two non-knowers. Everybody know Big Bear, Mike Talaferro. Everybody know Alan Payne. They don't know who we are. So we're in the audition, but we get called in, and then it's kind of like we stay in the room with different people playing the other part, or maybe the Bears part, or what have you. We did it a couple of different ways, and it was like different than a normal audition. So I think we were in the car, we doing the part, and we're in a car. So it's 4 seats. So we say, look, go at it. We go at it, and I'll stand up. The first time he doesn't stand up. The second time we went in his ass. And he stood up, and you can't stand up in the car. So technically you broke character. That helped us in the process. Right. Everybody know who we are. Like, yo, they bringing that heat. Lo and behold, auditions are over. I'm going home. I think we messed up. I'm thinking I'm not getting the part. I had already had the part. He had already called me as soon as I walked out of the audition, tell me I got the part. I didn't get that message. So that whole day I'm walking around. The next day I'm walking around like, damn.
That was where y'all filmed that at Boston?
We filmed that in Canada, St. John, Canada. Now, first day of shooting, you got the named people, you got the 2 non-names. So we had to pull into this alley, and they said the first scene of the day is the scene with you guys in the car arguing. Be like, come on, that's like the heart of the story right there. First shot of the day. So we got that old black car, that joint sweet, and my boy Will, who played E-Bone, that fool could drive, because that's that old school car with the skinny steering, and that alley was narrow.
Tater. Yeah.
Hey, he dips down the alley. When we pull into the alley, no exaggeration, out the front window is at least 40 to 50 studio execs, EPs, what have you. And they all, at that time, had cell phones. So you know when them big blocks.
Right.
Right? Craig came to us and said, look, y'all got to bring it. You got to bring it. He said, you see all them execs right there? If they don't like what they see, they're going to pick up the phone and replace you. He's like, I don't mean to put all this pressure on your shoulders, but that's what's really going down. And the only reason I'm telling you, because y'all my boys and we done projects together. Don't nobody want y'all here. And I'm like, I want these motherfuckers.
Right.
You know, I don't really give a shit what y'all say. I'm telling you, it's these 2. We got your 2. He's my 2.
Right.
And you did it the first time, ripped. It's just silence like this. Do it again. Back out the alley. I'm whipping back in that sucker again. I swore he was going to hit that mug on the wall, bro. That alley was skinny, man, and we couldn't pull in like we were grandma because we being chased.
Right.
So he got to pull in. Man, we get in. We do it again. We want to hit the side.
That's your shit, Tony? Of course.
Push the side. We pull in. We rip it again. Next thing I know, all the execs just get up and leave. We get the part. We keep our part. When we got there, we didn't even have a welcome basket. That's how crazy it was. They put me and Will in the same room. Everybody else.
What's a welcome basket? What comes in?
Like, fruit.
Yeah, it's just like, just saying, hey, we appreciate you. Yeah.
Big old basket, cards tell you where the entertainment is. Local restaurants, maps, all types of stuff. We had a room because nobody knew if we were staying.
Right.
And then the shootout. That was the first day of shooting. So we had to pull into the alley. Then right after the alley was the shootout. It was crazy. That's the first day of shooting, my dude.
How long did it take you to shoot that movie?
We shot that movie in about, I think it might have been like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2-3 weeks. In St. John, Canada. Yeah, it was cold up there, man. But it was, I love Canada.
It's nice.
It was Boston, right?
Storyline Boston.
Right.
Yep.
But Tony, they do a lot of movies like that. They say it's in a American city, but that should be in Canada somewhere, bro. They shoot a lot of
Right,
movies in Canada, man. A lot of
Yeah.
right.
movies.
Canada got it going on, my
Yeah.
dude. Let me tell you. I haven't been to Toronto, but Vancouver, I even like St. John. That's like, more like blue collar townish type, but man, the people, the news is positive. People be leaving their doors unlocked.
Yeah,
It's
see.
just, I was feeling that, bro. It was chill.
That's what's up.
You had to worry about
Yeah,
nothing,
man.
bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did go to Vancouver a few times when I was in the military station up in Bremerton, Washington. Right there, Whidbey Island. We would catch a ferry and go up to Vancouver a lot. It was pretty nice though, man.
Hey, what you do in the
I was in the Navy.
military? Oh,
Hmm.
really? Woo!
Yeah.
Boy, you got some sea legs
Oh
on
yeah,
you,
for
don't
sure.
you?
Yeah.
Oh
So
my goodness
my
gracious!
first 2.5 years, I was stationed in Japan in Yokosuka, about 100 miles from
Wow,
Tokyo. So
wow.
yeah, I used to like it out there,
I
man.
didn't know that.
Hey, did you do Love You Long
Oh,
Time?
He know he
like
did. That's why
yeah,
he
I had a
laughed.
Japanese girlfriend.
Like,
Actually, I had two Japanese girlfriends, bro.
I know you did.
Yeah, I mean,
I
well,
ain't
Hey,
gonna lie,
man,
I
listen,
wasn't.
you've been in another country for a few years, bro. You definitely gonna have a few girlfriends, bro.
hey, trust me, it be
I,
some cuties, dude. They tripping. They don't understand some people don't understand the international, bro.
Mm-mm.
I ain't
Bro,
lying.
it be some
Yeah,
dips.
and they
Bro,
love American men, bro. Love
man,
American
look
men,
at
bro.
What
What you talking about?
you don't understand.
Yeah,
Man, you crazy.
I'm hey, look, I'm telling you, from anywhere. I wouldn't give a hell if you was in Sri Lanka. You could be in the south of India. You could be in Thailand. You could be in Bangkok. I'm telling you,
been there.
it's gonna be honey out there
And
somewhere.
somebody gonna get your eye,
Man,
Oh,
bro.
for
somebody
sure.
gonna catch your eye, bro.
Yeah,
You
always.
know what I'm saying? Women, the most beautiful thing on the planet, man. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me?
Yes, sir.
I would if they was orange. It could be
Oh,
turquoise blue. I wouldn't care.
no, if they was or they look like Trump, bro.
What's the name? The Blue Joint?
Right. Lord, we're gonna take out the orange.
Avatar.
He done messed orange up.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nah.
he done
We
messed
can't have
that
them looking orange, bro.
Yeah, no orange,
We're
bro.
gonna stay with the Avatar.
There you go.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
Avatar.
run for to be blue.
Hey, good Avatar. I take me an
Yeah, I
Avatar.
run for to be blue.
Hey, what? Talk to us about how Mary Jane.
Oh,
How'd you
bro.
get that?
That was crazy, my dude.
Because you surprised all of us with that role.
Yeah, man.
So hold
Look
on,
here.
before
I was
listen, this is a
all
question
right.
Tone and I, especially me, I've been wanting to know for a long time. Because we always
Yeah.
see actors on movies and on TV play these gay roles. So how can a
Right.
straight man like you play a role like that? And I mean, understand you have to be extremely comfortable within yourself to play a role like that, man. And Tony and I got this little thing because of that movie. I mean, that TV series being Mary Jane when you and old boy was spooning and shit. So
Yes. I'm gonna give
yeah,
you the
so
hey
we
look, I'm
listen.
gonna
We
give
need
you
to
the
411 on one. How did you get
And,
that role, and were you willing to accept that role? And two, have you got any backlash for playing that role at all?
and another question you asked
this is
as to why you're telling that story is how did Sonny feel?
good.
So
Oh,
Sonny's
yeah,
his
of course.
wife.
Yeah, yeah.
That's my sunshine right there. Uh, so look, man, that was went to the audition, got the audition. I have a beard like this, right? I get there, I'm the newscaster. I get there and they're like, "Hey, did you got the size?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got the size." You're like, "So did you get the script?" I was like, "No, they didn't send a script, but they did send the size." They're like, "Okay, so you
What's okay?
this is the casting director talking to me." I'm
But
like,
what's the size?
"Oh, I see. He's good job.
Yeah.
He's breaking it down from the perspective of their
Size, right,
sides. Everybody knows what sides
right.
Yeah.
are.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So they give you the side, which
Like
is
sides are basically the
Lines.
lines that you'll be in the audition. Good job,
okay.
because
Okay.
I'm not thinking like that. They're the lines that you have. So they usually send those in advance. I know them. I come in with them printed out, right? And so they're asking when I arrive at the audition, did I receive
Right.
them? And I'm like, yeah. But did you get the script? I was like, no, they didn't send a script. They was like, okay, but you got the sides and you read the description and you're cool with everything, right? And I was like, I mean, yeah. I mean, what I was supposed to like? What you got something you're supposed to tell me or something? She was like, oh, he's gay. And I was like, what? I was like, nah, no, they didn't read that. You said he was living with his lover, but I ain't think it was like a dude. Damn. So I'm like, wait a minute. So then the casting director like this, dog. Like, nah, just read that joke like, regular. He's not flamboyant. You wouldn't know he's gay. So just read it the way you do whatever you prepare. Don't change
Right.
anything. So I'm like, all right, cool. I go in, I read it. They give me notes. Ask me, would you mind shaving? I'm like, nah, I ain't tripping. It's just hair. I don't really care about that. They was like, all right, cool. My daughter's with me. She leaves my wallet. I leave. I get in the parking lot. God dang it, got my wallet. I had pulled off. I come back. I go back upstairs. She's like, oh my God, Aaron, come here. And I go in. She said, shut the door. So they love you. You're their first choice. They definitely want to take you straight to network. We need to know, are you good with being, playing a gay man? I'm like, yeah, I mean, I ain't tripping. Like, I know who I am. Like, you know what I mean? Whatever, boom. Then I get home, and I'm riding home. But when I get home, I'm like, wait a minute, this is a TV show. So that means I'm going to be gay for
Years.
years. You understand what I'm saying? And like, man, this is BT. It's
This
not
nigga said I'm be
HBO.
gay
So
for
of course I'm
years.
going, no bull, dog. And then I'm like, well, wait a minute, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like, so I'm like, and I'm having them now. I'm calling my team. Like, I know this is BET, so this ain't Showtime.
Right.
The Showtime, yo, be going hard. So I'm like, nah, bro.
And some shit like,
are we insinuating you know what I'm saying? Or are we like full on tonguing and all of that? Like, bruh, I need to know. They're like, nah, it's BT. We're not going to be doing all that. He's not flamboyant. I said, okay, I got to think on this because now I just realized this is a television show and I'm going to have to live this character out. And I can't just season 3 say, oh, I'm not gay. I'm not doing this. So I got to figure this out. So I held up the whole process.
Oh.
They were ready to go to network, and I was like, I ain't ready yet. I ain't got the confirmation in my spirit, in my soul yet. So I'm asking that I, admire. I'm asking the wife, and then I went to one of my spiritual advisors, and he was like, basically, what was your purpose? What did I tell you your purpose was on this planet? Basically, entertains. You're doing what you're supposed to do, right? So are you? Meaning, are you gay? No. So then, what are you worrying about? You're portraying. Would you have a problem if it was a bang banger or blah 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 or blah blah blah? You're just portraying a character. Just don't get caught up in the midst of it, right? In terms of some people are method actors, so don't go out now and be gay to be a gay character. No, just and act. So now the season comes in terms of spooning. So answer the wife question. Wife was cool with it. Yeah, she ended up being, she was cool with it. Nah, you an actor, go back. Pay you well, big show, big names, and you're their first choice, and I knew that. So that gave me a little bit of leverage. You know what I'm saying? And so the spooning scene, that's the kiddie version.
Whoa.
That's the changed version.
Really?
That's the I ain't doing that shit version.
Really? So what version they had you do?
Man, I was on the bottom. Right?
hey,
See?
man.
You saying originally dad on the bottom. Whoa. Wow. Oh God.
Hey, yeah, I'm getting lit up. I'm like, nah, bro. But the thing is you can't.
So the white dude, was he gay? Or was he portraying a gay?
You know what? I don't know. Because I had two. Which one's I had two. And one night stand dude, and then the husband or the boyfriend guy.
I'm talking about the one you were spooning with. That's the boyfriend guy.
I think he was in real life. He wasn't gay. No, he wasn't gay. Neither one of us were.
Now, see, that right there will make it more easier for me. If I know I'm doing a scene, like I'm doing a scene with Tony, I know he's not gay and I'm not gay. That will probably make it more easier for me. But if I'm doing a scene with a knowingly gay man, yeah, exactly, yeah. Nah.
Hey, look, so this is how I got that changed. You can't just change stuff because you didn't agree to be this character, and we've spent money on you, marketing, blah 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 blah, right? So at that particular time, my character's life was in shambles. I had gotten busted in the parking lot with the dude. It was all over the internet. My penis was on the internet. It was just a lot. Everything was out of control. So my justification was the last thing he would do was to go and have an affair and still be out of control. That would be the one time he would take control because everything else in his life is falling apart. Broke it down, explained it to the EP at that time, which happens to be gay and has always been gay, right? And he's cool, and I like the dude. So he literally told me, like, man, I get it. You're not comfortable with that. We'll change it. We're gonna change it. Now the reason I'm gonna change it is because I like the way you do
Your approach.
it. You didn't just come to me
Right.
whining.
It was your approach.
Don't want to do. It made it make sense. You thought this out. Regardless of how you felt, you thought it out. And you presented it, and it makes sense.
You didn't react on emotions.
Otherwise, you was going
You react on emotions, and he liked that. You didn't come to him on emotions. Yeah. So the fact that you thought it out.
Otherwise, you was gonna get fired on the other F word.
Oh, fuck.
Yes. Yes. Hey, he's on to something. I'm gonna tell you that world, that thing exists, bro. All them parties and stuff.
Oh yeah, I know. He don't be believing it. I know it do. He don't be believing that shit.
He's saying, no, I'm not gonna believe the sacrificing of the kids and shit.
Yeah, bro, it's a whole underworld.
Tony, listen to what Aaron's telling you.
I believe the majority of the shit you said, but sometimes you get a little wild with it.
It's some kids that have been born down there. There's a city under the city. So imagine that has existed for who knows how long.
Tony, trust me, they sacrificing kids, Tony. They are, bro. They're sacrificing kids, bro.
Sacrificing them to do what?
I mean,
what's the purpose of the sacrifice? So you know they can
show your loyalty to whatever it is you're showing loyalty to.
So you talking about they sacrifice kids, like killing them, or what were you talking about?
It could be killing, it could
blood.
be drinking their blood, it could be they on a sometimes they're on a table on a platter, and they're a part of the platter. If you want to get some, you can get some. Look, man. Look here, man.
This man is in Hollywood, so he knows.
That's what I'm saying. I get what you're saying, but I understand why.
This nigga tried to make it seem like the shit that happened in D.C. was true when they tried to say Hillary Clinton was at the pizza shop.
I didn't say no more. We never had a conversation about no Hillary Clinton, bro. What are you talking about?
No, we had a conversation about them kids being sacrificed at the pizza shop uptown, nigga. So supposedly.
I don't know about that, bro.
Go ahead.
So look, this is what I'm gonna tell you. You want the OG podcast lowdown on the hoedown. I done been to a couple different situations. I'll start off from a Hollywood perspective. At a hangar, one of the major studios, party popping. I'm working. Boom, boom, boom. I go to the bathroom. It's about maybe 12:30. Come back out. Party just changes. Balloons drop. Confetti drops. Struts. Women. What I thought were women. At least 10, 20 of them. Anything you want. Right there on the table. You want some coke. You want some weed. You want some whatever. Heroin. You want some pills. Whatever you want right there on the table. Watching these, what I thought were women, I'm like, they were bad. You would not have known they were men. They're having to serve one of them a drink. And they kept telling they were men. I said, hey, and I asked. And, she was trying to play it off. I'm like, if you really are a fucking man, like, say something in your man voice. They wouldn't. But by the time the party going on, get towards the end of the night, I see the same person again. They're like, boom. He said something in his man voice. That's a dude. Then he started telling me all these stories about all the people in Hollywood that he didn't
been with,
yeah,
and or he knows that
right
now.
Yeah, and that I believe.
Now I'd have been to parties where I'm bartending. I bartend the whole night, and when I go up in there, I've done Jordan parties. I did a Jamie Foxx affiliated party, like bartending. That's what I used to do. I make a lot of money doing it. Mansion in Calabasas. At least 20 bedrooms. Each bedroom has an air mattress with condoms on. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What's going on? You know what I'm saying? Y'all didn't say this was the part that I was working. Man, come on. It's like Eyes Wide Shut. People dressed up.
Masquerade.
But might have and don't have on nothing underneath. Or a girl come in with a lace bodysuit. Ain't got nothing on underneath the lace bodysuit. Nipples poking through the joint, the whole nine, mask, but a mask. By the time the party get cracking, man, mugs is getting everywhere. Everybody,
mass is just gone
everywhere. So I'm standing in line talking to you. Literally, somebody could be right here for me. No BS. You understand? You ordering a drink, they using the bar
It's
as
a
the
prop.
drink.
Yeah, yeah.
You look up on the
Fuck you, Cody.
fireman. I ain't no exaggeration. You look up on the fireman too, and it's a girl on the fireman playing with you.
Hey, this nigga said he take a mattress and put it in the 50-yard line at San Francisco Stadium.
Hey, listen, bro. One thing about me, I am not ashamed. I will fucking public in no heartbeat, bro. In a heartbeat. I am not ashamed. I told someone, hey, you put me on the 50-yard line of the Super Bowl. I could be Super Bowl halftime show, bro. And I'll be looking at myself on the jump box trying like this, nigga. Like real shit. Hey, bro, ain't no shame in my game, bro. Not whatsoever, bro. I am not afraid of public. Hey, bro.
You taking the credit?
So you had three seasons of Mary Jane, right? Yeah. Being Mary Jane. Yeah. Why'd that go off the air? I thought that was doing pretty well.
That sucker hurts. So that was a combination of BET trying to do the absolute best that they could in a medium that they're not accustomed to. You got to remember, this music company, and now it's turned entertainment. Things done different. They don't really know what to do with being Mary Jane. They don't really know how much money to throw at it. They should have been throwing way more money at it because it was the number one show on Tuesday night, not the number one show on BET. I mean, all networks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So you're supposed to throw a boogob money at that. And so Mara and Celine definitely gonna feel that way. Maybe BET doesn't feel that way. So it's like, then that starts, right? And that's neither one's like fault. It's just if you don't know, you don't know what you know.
So Mara and who?
Those are the executive producers. They created the show. You know, if I got the number one show on Tuesday nights, man, we supposed to run like we taking life-size posters. You supposed to take that to the house. You put so much money behind that thing. You brainwash people.
The way they do power. Right?
Yeah, man. So the thing is that what hurts is that we came out the box first on a lot of these this like new wave of like hitting hot shows, right? Then we run into that, and it's hard because I have a love and hate relationship with BET. Always gonna rock with them. They know I got love for them, but I speak the truth. I just feel like, you know, they handled it right. They tried. Grateful for it, but like if we're taking life-size posters, you have to use the captive audience that you have for BET Fest to brainwash people. So if BET Fest is a week-long event with Showtime or HBO, you would see all of their shows plastered everywhere. By the time you left, you'll be like, man, I don't want to watch that. But see, you're running after the stars, the Snoops, the Waynes, the Lil Jon. You're like, what are you? You're still supposed to be brainwashing people with your content. You got. Why not brainwash the top celebrities with your content right now? If you've never had before, you have it. It's the number one show on television. You taking the pictures for our show, Husbands of Hollywood, and it was one other show. It was only 3 shows. They should be everywhere. We took posters where like you would walk into like the auditorium or the downtown part of the stadium, and it would be a poster of one of us just
bottom on a pillar. Yeah.
That's all you had to do. I'm telling you, it would have worked. And so I learned that from them. If I ever have something and it really goes viral or whatever, that's the word they use now. Viral, money behind it. Yeah, you feel me? You put money behind it, you promote it. And I felt like that, and I could be wrong, but I felt like that started the first big attention, right? Want more promotion, want more. I'm giving you this magic. Let's go.
So was the rest of the actors and actresses on board? But what you were saying,
man, we were all down to keep doing the show. Think about it. It's a news show. That means you never run out of topics. So our lives always happen, and there's always a new topic. Right now, we still be on. We talk about the Trump stuff. The episodes would just be stupid because it's happening in real life, and then that's affecting our lives. And now we're interviewing people whose lives are being affected. Now we're the voice personally of what's going on, and then the voice in front of the camera of what's going on. And those could contradict because of the network you work for. You know, it's just like, are you kidding me?
So they had you working. You ended up going overseas or something, right?
Yeah.
To the war or something, right?
Yeah, I went overseas to go cover something, and they didn't want to pay for me to cover it. They wanted me to be like the face of gay, and I was like, no, I just want to do my job. I just want to work. And it just so happens that I'm gay. I don't have to be like the gay
Right.
news guy. Like, no, I don't want to do that. So I'm going over here to Lagos, and I'm gonna go film and do my thing and record this thing. But it's Hamas, and if they find out you're gay, you're a threat, and then we don't want to take the security measures to keep you safe. And that's
Mm.
and I'll pay for it myself then. I'm gone. And so I left. And that's what happened. But the beautiful thing, man, I'm going to tell you, if I can ever do anything with Mara and Salim again, I'm doing it. I don't even have to audition. They just tell me whatever it is, I'm doing it. I like the way they get down. I like the way they write. I like the way they carry themselves. I do believe they should have had whatever amount of money for promotions they wanted. They should
Right.
have had that. You know, oh, shame on you, BET. It's just like, no, they were right. You got to give props
No
where props is
doubt.
due. Right? They got bomb ideas, bomb concept, and the cast we were all like, yes, man.
Are they? Is that two females?
No. Mara is the female, and then Salim is the gentleman. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Cast was tight. Cast was tight, bro. That's when I got a first taste of Atlanta. I was in Buckhead.
Yeah.
When Buckhead was
Bopping. I remember back in the
popping,
day,
they had
yes,
me doing
sir. You know, Buckhead used to be popping back in the day,
Buckhead.
man. Because I was in Atlanta back in
Man,
early 2000, around 2002, 2003 to about 2009.
yeah.
That's when I was in Atlanta. And around that time, yes, sir. Buckhead used to be popping back then, man. And then they closed it all down
I
now.
love it.
That's where all the clubs and stuff was at.
Different. But you know what? I heard it came back because when I was there, 2016,
Mm.
2017, 2018, it was jumping. They were building those high-end
Stores.
luxury shopping events,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then I would jog up to Brookhaven, run around Brookhaven, come back. I was
Right.
loving Atlanta. What got me about Atlanta too is that I too do feel that southern energy of what it used to
Mm.
be. I can feel the heaviness. Although nobody's coming to me saying nothing
Right.
crazy, I can feel the energy. And then being Mary Jane, I'm running into like Atlanta has a
Of
lot of
course.
gay people. It's just
Yeah,
keep
yeah,
it
no
above.
doubt.
Bugs aggressive, bro.
Mm.
I used to have to walk. I would go to the mall and I would have to pretend I'm on the phone. I wasn't on the phone, but Muzz wouldn't leave me alone,
Wow.
dog. And I would come up
So
to
it's
me and
based
I
on
was
your
blind. He
character.
was coming up to me.
And see, they thinking that's real
Yeah.
life.
Thought
That's
I
what I'm
was
saying. They thinking,
gay.
yeah.
So I'm like, when I opened my mouth, they saw I wasn't, and I still felt like that wasn't enough. You still trying to like convince me or trying
Right.
to
Entice me. Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You trying to blur the lines and like straight
Right.
up. You want me to
No
blur the
doubt.
lines. I'm a street dude slinging a
Yeah,
different
no doubt.
product. Instead of me slinging weed or crack, I'm slinging
Yeah.
talent. That's it. That's the only difference. You can just tell the way how I
Right.
move. And then once they figure that out, then they want to move into the maybe the great job. But you stayed at the flirtation
Too
stage a
long.
little bit too
Yeah.
long. They respect you and who you are. They like
Yeah, no
respect
doubt.
me. Then another time I ended up at Piedmont Park on a
Mm.
Sunday.
Raw.
What is
Oh,
that?
down towards Buckhead. But Piedmont Park.
I mean, I've been to
But on
Park
Sunday, that's
before
where
once.
all the
It
gay
was
people be pretty much hang out. That's like their
Shelly
day,
Brook.
bro.
Shelly
Yeah,
And I
Brook.
they
didn't
be
know that.
flying kites and all that shit down there, bro.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, I ain't got no problem with you being what you are, but like you gotta respect what I am. That's
Right.
where I'm at with it. So I'm there. I keep seeing mugs on blankets. I'm like, what the hell going on? I'm trying to figure out. Then I'm like, I asked somebody. They was like, blah blah blah. I was like, oh, back to the phone. I just stayed on the phone the whole way out the park because I had walked myself a good ways
Mm-hmm.
into the park without realizing what was
Right.
really going on. And I found out. I said, I'm gonna start getting hit up.
I done got hemmed up at the Walmart.
By a gay dude?
I was on the phone. I was on the phone with Matt. I was like, man, I think this dude followed me all the way to the car, bro. When I had the black car, so I finally had to stop. I was like, yo, can I help you with something, dude? Turned around and walked away. Ask Matt. Matt'll tell you he on the phone laughing like fuck.
Man,
I'm like, what the fuck did this motherfucker follow me out the store, dog?
And so, wifey.
I ain't even that cute.
It's all good. He like you had something he like. Wifey, that was the other thing wifey wasn't feeling too much. So it's the energy that you can feel that old southern energy. Like I've been in some places for sale and I can feel the energy of that place. And then I guess the aggressiveness of the person that's of the
Right.
same sex. That's a
Yeah.
little much. Because I was a couple of places, the land, what you can get. I'm like, I understand why Tony
Oh yeah.
don't get me
No, no
wrong.
doubt.
You know what I'm saying? You can get a nice little chunk of
Like I
change, some
said, when I
land.
lived down
Sure.
there, I lived out in Douglasville. So, I was out 20 West,
Yeah.
so, and yeah, I had a nice house out there too, man. So, in
Yeah.
Georgia, you definitely can get you
Yeah.
something nice down there for sure.
Yeah, but that's all you want to do.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
Be
used
in
to.
that house. Atlanta's not that bad. Yeah, Atlanta's not that bad. It is stuff to do. I like one thing I do like about Atlanta is the little creep spots, little speakeasies,
Mm,
little off into the cut, go up in this place here. Like one joint, you go in the phone booth, dial a number, and the phone booth open up. You go in behind the phone booth. Another joint, you go in behind the bookcase. Like that's what I was going to being Mary Jane.
We was me and my boy went to a cigar bar like that.
Yeah.
Come to find out, it was the cigar bar that Cam Newton owned, and you can go behind
oh, okay.
bookcases and shit like that.
Yeah.
So like is that the ultimate goal, like a TV show? What's the ultimate goal?
That's a good question because see, before movie stars didn't do TV,
Right.
right? And then all of a sudden they started. Games started to change a lot. So to me, if you have a hit TV show, you're making better consistent money than, say, for instance, the Will Smith. Now, Will Smith's going to keep going because
Right.
he's Will Smith, because he's The Rock, because he's Kevin Hart. They got projects. So when you're that, you go ahead and do that. If you want to mix in some TV, cool, but you'll be good because you're a movie
Right.
star, right? If you go on television, like for instance, Morris Chestnut. Morris,
Right.
hey,
every time you turn around, got a show, it lasts a couple seasons, he get another.
Yeah.
That's it. You see what I mean? So that was the first time I got approached. Speaking of Morris, Morris didn't approach me, but you get optioned, you get positioned. When I did Blue Hill Avenue, after Blue Hill Avenue, the studio exec called me into the office. First, he interviewed with Alan. Alan was like, "Brother, you need to go meet with." I was like, "Why?" He was like, "Man, the whole interview they asked about you." I was like, "Stop playing." He's like, "No, I'm serious." I was like, "Okay, cool." He said, "Hey, but be careful though. You know, it might be that too." I'm like, "What you talking about?" Like, "You know what I'm talking about." I was like, "Right, got it." Call up there, get the meeting. I get into the meeting. Sure enough, he trying to see how much wiggle he can
Right.
jiggle. And I'm like, "Nah, bro, I ain't that
Right.
dude." I'm just, start talking about projects, and he's asking me who do I like in certain roles, and I was straight with him the whole time. I told him you ain't getting no butt, no, you ain't doing that. And then you trying to hire these rappers. That was the time all the rappers were working. I'm just like, nobody want to see Heavy D if he can't act. Nobody wants to see Tretch if he can't act. I get them in there, but you're trying to build characters. I don't. From what you've shown me as them being actors, I'm saying no. Like I don't have any problem with them doing it because there's some that do it and they do it well. But the choices you're trying to make. So basically, by the end of the meeting, they said they're not gonna use me. They're gonna use Morris Chestnut because Morris Chestnut had off. Not that he
Right.
was done. He had his.
So this was for what show?
This is before.
Was this for the show he had?
This is like as soon as he came back. I don't remember what show. He was gone for.
He was a forensic dude. Had to find a little Puerto Rican chick.
Rosa.
Yeah.
Before then, no, I was way before then. You know what I'm saying? This is kind of like Boys in the Hood.
Oh, after he came back from that.
Right. When he was hit that lull, it was like, all right, we're going to resurrect the new hot person coming off of Blue Hill, had smoke with it. And all the studios wanted to buy it, but the books were cooked. The books were messed up. That's why I didn't get as big as it did. That's why I didn't have TV promotion. It was a whole lot of stuff. I've been so close on so many big things. It's crazy. But going back to that, it was, what was I saying?
That's some high shit, bro. That's some high shit right there.
I went off in that little deep.
Oh
I
God.
can't remember what I was saying.
God damn. If that's not some Tony shit, bro, nigga be talking for 2 minutes. Be like, yo, what was I saying?
I say that shit. Hey, yo, bro,
Yeah, he does it all the time. Yo.
Hey,
Oh God, that was funny.
what was I?
Mm-mm.
You in the middle of it and still can't think of it. God dang.
Mm-mm-mm.
Man, I don't even know what I was saying now, man.
Oh shit!
What was I saying,
Look,
Rob?
You talking about my man Blue Hill
no,
Avenue?
he was
Oh,
explaining shit.
The dude in the studio was the whole Morris Chestnut thing.
Mm,
oh, right, yeah. So basically, told me we gonna start looking for projects for Morris because Blue Hill was hot, and they was like Allen was a little bit older, so they was trying to catch me right up underneath. So they make stars. They determine who's gonna
right,
do what. I could have taken that offer, and I would have been the
right.
next big dude. You know what I'm saying? From that
Mm,
one meeting, they already had projects lined up, so they went from. Now I'm not saying when they went with Morris Chestnut, he went and did something
yeah,
nasty,
we
but
know
I'm
what he
saying,
did, bro.
yeah.
We know what he did, bro.
Somebody did something strange a
Hey,
little bit
look,
of change.
what I'm saying is that he already had a pedigree that you could
Right.
bank on. So if I'm gonna take a new dude off a hot movie, we gonna build your
Hmm.
pedigree. At least we had Boys in the Hood and whatever else he did
Right.
afterwards for Morris Chestnut, Heartthrob. Okay, cool. Who we gonna
Hmm.
blow up? They chose Morris Chestnut. I left the meeting and never did another movie for that
Right.
studio again because I told you going up in my shit. You ain't going in my
Yeah.
ass, bro.
Hey,
Nah,
what's your take
we
on
ain't doing it.
industry plants? Do you think that's a real thing?
It gotta be. It gotta remember it's this. So this is a
Hmm.
hamster wheel. If you can't jump on, so say it's the wheel. If you're standing
Right.
on the outside, if you can't jump in
So like
through
playing double
this,
dutch.
eventually you're gonna get tired and it's gonna kick
Right.
your butt off. And look, it's still going. Next person, jump in and go. The wheel continues. So whatever I gotta do to make the wheel go round is what I'm gonna do. If I gotta have a plant, then I plant. But I need people to fill certain positions to keep this money
Right.
coming in. Entertainment has nothing to do with the entertainment itself. It has to do with the commercials and the advertising that you can sell. The more people watch the TV show, the more commercials I can sell. The more I can charge per
Right.
commercial. That's what it's really.
This is why the
You
Super Bowl charged
understand? People don't get that.
millions of dollars for commercials for 15-second ads.
For 30
15
seconds.
seconds, bro. You know, you
Yeah,
might get 30 seconds. If you getting a 30-second to a 45-second commercial, you spending millions of dollars, bro.
right.
Millions, bro.
Think about how many people I'm giving you
Hmm.
eyeballs on. I'm giving you eyeballs to
Right.
this many people that will see your product. And now the Super Bowl is known for
Right.
its commercials.
Time that people are like, you don't have to advertise Chevrolet.
Hmm.
Motherfuckers gonna buy
Yep.
Chevrolet anyway.
But it might be a
You know
new
what I'm
car that
saying?
they trying to advertise.
True. And what it is they use the talk because everybody talks about the Super Bowl
Hmm.
commercials. You don't even get up and go to the bathroom. You watch the
Right.
commercials now. They made it a complete spectacle, and that's because of one, two, Keenan Ivory Wayans,
New
and then
color.
whoever
That
In
was where
Living
that was the
Color
halftime
did it.
show. That was doing the halftime show. And that's why
Yep.
they invented a halftime show. And Michael Johnson was the first person to do the halftime show because of In Living Color. Yep. Yep. Took all those views away.
Oh, it's really created darn near everything on the planet. Don't let anybody tell you to
Right.
get it twisted. Black people created everything on the planet.
And then,
And if they didn't, most of the time, motherfuckers
Right.
lied about it, said they invented it,
Right.
knowing they didn't. It's just a bunch of lies, unfortunately. I wish our society wasn't based on lies. I haven't found any non-truths. You think the things you think are true, and they
Right.
just aren't. It's
Yeah.
just like, wow. It's just straight smoke and mirrors all the way around. Like, I know y'all don't get political, but like, how
Shit,
could you
that
not
nigga
know?
do.
I do.
How could you? Hey, look, how could you not know? I don't understand how you don't know. I'm just gonna say one thing. So if they're telling you this person is connected to Project 2025, how could you not know, or how could you not even mention if his name's in the document 5 times? They mention that person's name in Project
Right.
2025. Don't tell me you didn't
Right.
know. This is what he does. Why are you surprised? He takes companies, he bankrupts them,
Money.
takes the money, keeps
Hmm.
it for himself, and then he files for bankruptcy. That's what he does. So what made you think he's gonna do different with America? He's gonna do the same
Yeah.
thing,
Run
dummy.
it as a business.
He's not being out of
Right.
character. There's no wow. That's not like, oh my God, I can't believe it
Hmm.
moment for me. It's like y'all aren't paying attention. Y'all just like walking zombies. And now you're like mad. I don't understand. Bro, he said he was
Hmm.
gonna do that. But you thought he was joking? I don't understand. I don't
Hey.
understand. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro.
I mean, I'm Yeah, I'm not. We're not gonna spend the next hour with me talking about
Nope.
this shit. So
We're not even gonna spend the
you
next
know
2 minutes
how?
talking about this shit.
And that
Yeah,
shit, that
Yeah.
shit gonna drive me nuts.
it's
Yeah.
hard. It's hard and it's about to get harder. So we literally gonna have to figure it out. As a people, man, it's just time,
Yeah.
my dude. You know what I'm saying? Like we still loving, we still caring, we still like this ain't no Black Klux
Well,
Klan.
let
We ain't
Kanye
running
tell
around
it.
here
Shit.
like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just
What
like,
that clown say?
No,
I
he
saw
showed up in
that
an
hood
interview
look like
with DJ Alchemist in a black KKK outfit, robe and hood, robe and hood,
roll
robe
man
and
hood.
hood, bro, doing the
Yeah.
interview.
See, this is what I feel with Kanye. Kanye, whether you like him or hate him, is so very
Yeah.
necessary. He stirs the pot. It's a storm. George Bush doesn't care
Hmm.
about black people. Michael, dude, standing beside him like, Kanye is necessary. He says what you're thinking, or he invokes feeling and
Hmm.
discussion. Now, what was the purpose of the KKK?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it
Nope,
wasn't
it's
white.
black.
It was black. So
Yeah,
what's
it's a
that mean?
message behind it.
Right.
It's a message. Yeah, it's a
There you
message.
go. He wearing a shirt.
Hmm.
Message.
He's wearing a shirt with a
Right.
swastika. Most people don't even know that the swastika was flipped. That was a symbol of the
Hmm.
sun. But Hitler
Reversed
took
it.
and reversed, just like they fake news and they start changing shit, trying to make
Hmm.
woke bad. You see, it's about,
Right.
and if you get caught up in
Hmm.
that, man, you gonna be woo,
Yeah, they don't want us to be woke because we woke. We know too much. So yeah.
know too much, and we wait. Everything we get involved in, we take over. My thing is like y'all really are obsessed with some mugs. Like y'all can't leave us alone. Dang. Leave a mug alone, bro. It's like you tell me to go away. I go away. Then I create Rosewood in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and all the other Oklahomas that you
Hmm.
burn the hell down. Like, what's wrong?
Right.
Like, something's wrong. Something's wrong because Jim Crow is nothing but the fear of what you think I'm going to do to retaliate against. You know you did,
What you already know you
and
did.
I'm not even thinking about that.
Leave
I
me the
just
fuck
want you to
alone.
pardon my French.
You leave me the fuck alone,
Fuck
right?
alone, homie. That's all I
Yeah.
really want. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, I'm still not mean to
Right.
every white person. I still take it on a based of
Oh, for sure.
individual basis. It's still
Yeah.
like that's your
Hmm.
evilness. That's your craziness that feels that I'm not even thinking
At
about
all.
that. Just leave me
Fuck alone.
the fuck.
See, I love white people.
Hmm.
I can't stand crackers.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the word is like
yeah.
I
I
mean,
love white folks.
Just like you like
right.
niggas and niggas. You know, mother know what it is. You
Hmm.
Right,
feel what I'm saying? Like,
right.
it's some crackers and there's some crackers.
Yeah.
It's just like, yo, it is what it is. It's some
That's
crackers
it.
and there's some crackers. That's just what it is. And that's in every nationality. It's not like, oh, they're saying stuff bad about white people. My thing is that, look, I love people and cultures. But considering what you've done to us, you gotta let us be with us for a minute. And just leave us the hell alone, homie. Like, dude, we're not like
At
causing
all.
havoc. Like, you flipped everything. DEI was for white.
But
That
what
got
it
nothing
is
to do with
that
us. We weren't getting no jobs out of that. That was white people y'all was hiring. They didn't have any education prior to the home life that
Right.
they were living in. So now all of a sudden women live happen, be going off the war and they're dying. They got to get jobs. Well, how you gonna get them jobs if they don't even have a resume? They ain't never did no work. They were domestic housewives. So boom, let's get them into the workforce. It's a lot that they flip. That's why they get these books out of the schools too, because they
Right.
don't want us to know nothing. If I keep you dumb, I can
Hmm.
control you.
yeah.
So my thing, like, segregation happened and integration happened. I don't know if integration was the best thing. Now, segregation would have been great if you was
Right.
just leaving me alone. Can you imagine Tulsa, Rosewood, Greenwood, all of them? Man, we'd be
Yeah,
some
especially
bad
especially in
mamas, bro.
Tulsa, bro, because that was Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Boom. That's
Yeah, that was Black Wall
crazy,
Street. Yeah.
crazy.
Yep.
So if you would stop being jealous and envious and making up stuff, like I haven't found too much that isn't true. So I told Tone and his wife this today. This is how I try to get people to understand. Excuse me. This is the hardest pill for any person in the world to swallow because of how America has positioned and the history of black people. Every single person listening to this podcast, sitting on this podcast, outside the window of where you are located doing the podcast, Every person on this planet is black.
Bottom line.
Period. End of discussion. Your science has proved it. Multiple, various different nationalities has proved it. I don't know why you can't live with that. And they like, it's, they can't fathom it. So you get every color you can imagine under the rainbow. You go to the paint store and you get just a little sample size. And you take all of those paints and you put a bucket and squeeze them into
when
the
you mix it
bucket.
all together,
and when you stir that mug up, what color you get?
dark.
Black. Because everything
Some dark.
comes
Yep.
from black.
And
Period. That's just
that's
what
the
it
thing.
is. You can extract every color
Right.
from black, but the color itself only make that color and or a variation of that color via something added. But none of those colors can be black unless you put them all together to make black. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that's the power, man. Look, there's encoding in the melanin in our skin that allows us to communicate with the stars in the universe.
Stars and quasars and
man,
all that shit.
it's so deep. They have us so off tune, even like that's like 8, but you got it as a 10. You know what I'm saying? 7. You got it as a 9. It's days in a week,
7, right.
7. So they
Rocket
all of
13
the
months in a year and not 12.
Right, I keep you unaligned so you can't connect to your even higher power. Now, I don't know if you heard they found them columns underneath those pyramids now.
Oh, yeah. Underneath the Egyptian pyramids, yeah.
Pyramid.
Yeah.
Now they don't know what to do with themselves. Man, look here, bro. We was insanely intelligent, and I truly believe move stuff with our minds. Because once you're one on the frequency of something, it's no difference in the weight. You are the same. How in the hell else do you build some pyramids that you still can't stick a butter knife in between the bricks and you ain't had no equipment, dog?
Yeah.
You must got laser eyeballs or something. Like, come on, dog. We're in the middle of the desert. What are you talking about? And then it's aligned with the stars. And then maps on the pyramids that show the star system. Oh, man, I can't think of the name of that one. It's the cycle. Oh, I can't think of it. They have it not from Earth to outer space, from outer space to Earth. So it's been mapped the opposite way. How are there planes on the pyramid? How are there plugs, electrical cords on the pyramids? I mean, you see it. It's in stone. Something's up. They've been lying to us forever. Why you can't fly over parts of the Grand Canyon? Why you can't fly? What's going on out there? They've been knowing about alien life. Life is deep, man.
I used to live out there. I ain't go to Grand Canyon one damn time.
Man, dude, I'm telling you.
I lived out there for 20 years.
Life is deep. There's a lot of stuff we know.
Some specific we don't know. Exactly.
Don't know. Hey, look, circling back to home. Whole underworld.
Bro, I'm not saying I disagree with that, but this nigga act like they be chopping.
So hold on, listen, no, I don't see. Don't be adding extra stuff. All I just told you that, bro, it's a lot of things.
This nigga act like they be
listen, I said kids are being sacrificed, and yes, there's a lot of things that go on in this world that we just don't know. There's another world outside on the other side of the ice wall. There's another world out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? There's another world outside the ice wall.
Let's go, bro.
So look, Rob, this is how you break it down. See, what I've learned in my life is that when you can break it down a certain way, it allows
you to understand. Yes, sir.
Understand and see it. So let's think of what he's saying. They are sacrificing kids, cutting off limbs, heads, putting them on sticks, whatever. So let's go back in history. In history, you had pictures of a person hanging from a tree and people standing and smiling, taking pictures with their baby, their kids, watching, right? Mugs at a stake, burning on the stake like a pig, taking pictures, watching. Literally used black babies as bait for alligators. So just sit the baby on and then the alligator come and get it.
Catch it after kill it.
That's how they get the alligator. So it's not like you don't have examples of such cruelty. And I'm just naming light stuff. They don't tell you about the mountains of quote unquote Native Americans that chose to die because they wouldn't take on whatever religion you wanted to take on.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? How many people were slaughtered? They just telling you chicken pox blankets. They don't tell you how many people they just completely in the middle of the night stabbing moms in the stomach. Like it's been intense.
Stabbing pregnant
moms. That's what I meant to say. Thank you. It's not like there aren't examples of this type of cruelty out there. So what if they were doing it then? What made you think they stopped? These underworld some of these kids that live in this underworld look and act like animals because
No,
they
no.
don't
Yeah,
haven't
that
had any other
yeah.
type of exposure. They were born there, they grew up there, and that's what they are, a product of that
Hmm.
environment. And a lot of the kids are slave toys. They just down there, and anybody want to stick something in a hole with flesh, and they tearing that ass up like all day. That's all. They stay drugged. They don't know where they're going to
Right.
and from. Like, look, I did a movie where I was a sex trafficker. First, when I came in to do the movie, I had cut my hair like George Jefferson. I did it
Hmm.
like Tony, right? Bald on, and on Rob too. Both of y'all bald on top. I did the y'all, right?
What's the name of this movie?
I forget the name of it. I'll figure it out. I'll be forgetting the names. But how I know, see, sex trafficking exists.
Oh, I believe that.
It can't exist without what?
Hmm.
Ordinary people helping out.
Yep.
That's what messes people up. It's not
That's
just the celebs. It's the doctors, the lawyers, the regular fire chief, the regular moles. So I'm a regular mo in the neighborhood. I first had my hair cut like that. They told me, nah, cut it all off, just like, bald headed, because you need to look regular. You're not like, look at the dude that maybe, I don't know, walking around here like Jefferson. Maybe he's crazy. No, regular. Everybody in the neighborhood knows me, walks my dog. I'm leader of this, that. But in my basement, I got girls.
Well, that's how most of them, the serial killers were.
That come through. I got girls that come through. I'm a stop on the Underground Railroad, but the Underground
Right.
That's how most serial killers act too, man. They got a lot of them are, just regular old Joes.
Yeah.
In the day, and then at night it's something else.
Different. Did you see that movie?
Yes.
Blink?
Yeah. That was good.
What was that about?
Yeah.
Yo.
He was about a serial killer. Yeah, bro. He was kidnapping these girls. Like during the day, regular dude during the day, but at night he was a menace, bro.
Yeah. So it's like this. You don't know what's happening to you when you're drugged up. For instance, the Diddy party. They're giving you that cocktail. One cocktails get you high, one cocktails will bring you down. Another cocktail is to relax your muscles.
Mm-hmm.
It's relaxing your
Or
muscles.
like the Meek Mill muscles. The Meek Mill muscles.
You can't tell me that what, man. Hey, you can't tell me that what Meek, bro. That sounds just like Meek. Unless that's
Nah.
That was before
Yeah.
That was
Hey, he ain't said. I ain't heard him say nothing since.
Nope.
That was him because they got the video the next day. He was in the pool.
Yeah.
He was trying to soothe all that shit.
Yeah.
That's why he was in the pool.
Remember that?
He tried to keep some cold pressure on that.
Just let this thing soak for a minute, dog. Let it soak. Let it soak.
Yeah, the whole pool had a big ass pool.
Man, they showed one time they showed Bad Bunny getting off Diddy's private jet walking slow as shit, bro. I was like, damn. Yeah.
Really?
I was like, man, boy, he was walking down them stairs gingerly as shit, bro. I'm like, yeah, he didn't got into that ass on that flight, bro.
You ever been to a Diddy party?
Never been to a Diddy party.
Jamie Foxx party? What's up?
Jamie Foxx parties? I haven't been there. I've been, but I hadn't been when it was crazy. It didn't get crazy. Jamie had some fun parties too.
What's the biggest celebrity party you've been to, Jamie Foxx?
Probably Jamie's. I've been to Jamie's house a couple times. I was bartending this Jordan event. So that was big. I made a lot of money there. Sometimes I was working. When you bartend, you see the whole party.
Yeah, everybody coming to you. Yeah, everybody coming to you.
Networking like shit.
Yeah.
Ooh, my goodness. There be some honey in that mug. Lord have mercy. Yeah, crazy, man. Crazy. I've been to Miami, a couple of events in Miami. Miami's a little different, though. I don't know. Miami seems like it just feels not real. Like South Beach I didn't know that was fake. I didn't know that. So it's sand that's pumped in. So they do that to keep the city from
and actually
flooding.
they actually doing that in Virginia Beach right now. They doing that in Virginia Beach right now. They adding sand to the beach from out in the middle of the ocean. Yeah, because we went on a boat tour yesterday. I just got back from Virginia Beach. So we just went on a boat tour yesterday to see dolphins, and they got these big old drilling things out there. I'm like, what's these big old tubes? And they were like, hey, they pumping sand from out in the ocean to the beach. I was like, I was like, wow.
Because I'm gonna tell you, look, on South Beach, I was out at least a half a mile, and water was just up to my waist. And I was like, damn, bro. Like, this is weird. You know what I'm saying? But sand is so soft. Oh, my God. Sand soft. And you just walk out for miles. But if that sand doesn't remain there,
Well, under,
Miami's
yeah.
gonna sink.
They say in a few years Florida gonna start going
Better
underwater,
get your
man.
ass,
Yeah, bro.
better get your ass out of there before them sharks come out of there.
Fuck the sharks and the alligators, nigga.
I
Just
don't
them
fuck with
gators. Shit.
he said out in the ocean.
Florida crazy with it though. They got the gators. They
Hmm.
got all that, bro.
Fucking
And
snakes and
it's
shit.
just out of nowhere in
Right.
Florida, man. It just be riding
Yeah.
and just stop. And it'll be in one spot, and it'll be
Hmm.
pouring. I'm talking about like intense pouring. You'll drive
Right
through it
out.
and drive out of
Yeah.
it. That's how
I've
Florida is.
seen it rain on Florida, one
I
side of
saw
the
it be
street,
on
the other
one.
side of the street, bright and sunny. Like
Yeah,
literally
I've seen
pouring
it.
down rain on one side of the street, the other side of the street, bright and sunny. Yeah.
I've seen that here.
You seen that in Georgia?
I've seen that here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We see that shit all the time. Like, look, baby, it ain't even raining
Hmm.
over there.
It's
Fucking
crazy.
pouring down
Yeah.
raining in one spot. What you got working on? What you got planned for the what projects you got in the queue?
Man, so what I've been doing a lot of now is I've been behind the scenes a lot, right? Because you can't just keep waiting for the phone to ring. If you wait for
You're
the
gonna be
phone to
broke.
ring, that game drops quick. You know what I'm saying? You got to kind of create your own opportunity. So I've been behind the scenes. I'm working on maybe 2 to 3 projects behind the scenes. I
Of
can't
course.
say what the name of them are just yet, but excuse me, that's been keeping me busy. And then I'll jump off, do a play. I'll go over here, do a movie. Go so lined up working on them projects.
Right.
That's my main focus right now because they're trying to get production by May, June. So I'm focused on that. I may have that meeting today. I may
Mm.
not. I'm not sure. I'm gonna check in that podcast. But that's the main thing. You gotta go behind the scenes where the
Right.
real money is. That in front of the scenes, cool. But I watch Kevin Hart. I watch The Rock how they move. They stay in front
Right.
and behind. They getting 2 checks. They TPing. I always call it TP. Tyler Perry. Man, that fool getting so many checks. He writing,
Mm.
producing, directing.
Yeah, but
That's a
and he
check.
paying himself.
Separate check.
Paying
And
himself,
so,
bro.
Well, but think about it. That's millions of dollars he
Right.
got to pay
Exactly.
somebody else for
Yeah.
that same
You know.
to write that movie or
Right.
produce that movie,
So,
direct that
Aaron,
movie.
last time we had you on, you
So
was
I mean,
doing
yeah.
about to go to Chicago. I think it was to finish up a holiday film. Did y'all finish that holiday film up?
yeah, we did that. I think that came out this past
Oh,
holiday.
really?
I think.
Okay.
I don't remember. I do. It seems like
Every
I do
year,
a
right,
Christmas movie
right,
every year. I got like I
right,
like to
right.
cook Christmas and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? But I enjoy
Yeah,
Christmas movies. They're fun. It's always a good time of the year. It's good to
right.
see people. I've been very blessed and fortunate to work with a lot of people, and I forget how many people I know until I
Mm,
go somewhere or something. Because I'm not thinking about
right.
what I've done. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking about like who I am or what I've been able to accomplish.
Mm.
That's not in my mind. I'm just going about my day, and then somebody remind me or say something, and then you go to a function and people like, I don't know. It's just like weird. Like, damn, they actually talking about me. Like, that's I don't know.
Like
It's just
you're a big
I'm
deal,
just
bruh. Yeah.
I just man, it's
Shut your ass up,
humbling.
Tone.
It's really humbling because I'm not thinking about.
No, but I can see the look on
I
your
ain't say
face.
nothing, nigga.
Everybody
Cornball. That's
cornball to
right.
you, nigga.
It's right.
Except for me.
Right.
Biggest cornball.
What's who you got tonight,
Florida.
dog?
Yeah. Even though my Gamecocks lost
What
yesterday,
game y'all?
they got their ass beat, bro. Bruh.
They got the
Man, I was so mad.
Yeah,
dog
bruh.
shit kicked out of
So did.
Yeah,
Paige
bro. I
Beckers
was
wasn't
like,
having it. And that little young chick wasn't
even though she a super duper
Man, what
senior, she'd have been in
happened?
college like 9 years and shit. Paige Becker, she'd been in college like
who?
7 years, bro. Yeah, but still,
Or
bro,
ACL
she
couple
been in
times,
college like
man.
7 years,
Stop.
bro.
Dog, that dude from Houston is in his
That's
seventh
that's
year.
what I'm saying. See, like she been in college 7 years.
Okay, so let's just talk about that then. What's up with that, bro? Y'all with that? They be bringing kids
Nah,
back now and all. What's that about?
it should be
Okay,
5 years.
sports buffs.
You should only be only 1 year eligibility. After that,
5.
that's it. 6, 7, nah, bro. I'm just saying. I'm saying you usually 4 years of college. If you miss a year due to injury or ineligibility, you get one more year. After that, that's it. I don't care if you tear your ACL 2 years in a row. You're not gonna get 2 more years.
Man, you got a grown man in there
Kids,
wagging his
yeah,
daggone kids, a
yeah.
grown woman. Of course, Becky's now that takes to me that takes away from her style.
No,
Oh no, she
no, she
cold.
could no, no.
I
Yeah,
know she
She's
yeah,
cold.
she
cold.
no, no.
She
Yeah,
ain't.
she been nice all 4 years. She played ball. She been nice, but yeah, she
Oh,
nice.
yeah,
Yeah, she
she,
nice. Yeah, she
that white
nice
girl different.
for sure.
She's different. But no, I don't agree. I agree that I think you should have 4 years, and if you want to play as a graduate student, I think you should be able to allow to play 1 year as a graduate student, not
Oh,
at your school. You can't play 5 years at your school. You can play 4 years and then 1 year somewhere else if you transfer as a
yeah, that's
graduate
what I'm
student.
Why
saying.
you gotta go somewhere else?
Because
No,
I
I
just
said
don't like.
I'm cool with the 5 years.
I
I'm
don't
cool
like
with
guys.
5, but I ain't with the 6 or 7.
If you play, actually play off.
But see, no, that's the thing. You can't play all 5 years. You can only play 4 years. You have to miss a year, whether it's injury or just ineligible.
So kids for the past few years they've been
Hmm.
allowed a COVID
Yeah,
year.
they've been
So
grandfathered them in
that's why
for COVID. You're right.
kids has got, but they got 1 year eligibility. So
Well,
that's
yeah,
about to stop. So it's about to be the hard. It's about to be the
I
hard
think
4 years.
27 is the last year
You
for
get
that
injured.
for the COVID eligibility. I think it's
No,
26. Okay,
26. Yeah, I'm
yeah,
pretty sure it's
but I know
26.
it's in the risk. I know it's ending
I think
soon. So yeah.
many people has been able to ride that wave and shouldn't have.
Okay, so let me ask you this though. What is it? Why do you want them to transfer? Tell me what that does.
Because I don't agree with a kid having 5 years at one school and then you talk about this kid as the all-time leading scorer at this school and this
Because they
all-time
had
leading
one more
scorer
year of doing it.
or that. Especially
Right.
right. So if they break, I mean, I'm gonna give you a prime example is so let's say Bobby Hurley assist record, right? So now somebody got Bobby Hurley assist record, but Bobby Hurley played 4 years. This kid played 5 years, but he
Assist
got
record.
Duke's
Right.
assist record.
Right. I
I
understand
don't
what
like.
you're saying. Right.
More about it's more about preserving history.
Right.
Um, but they they messed up with that shit.
Hey, I got a question. I meant to ask you this. You never came back. How y'all feel about how sports is? Well, I'm gonna just say this goes specific. NBA, how they be just switching mugs and
When
how
you say
y'all feel
switching, what
about
do you
that?
mean by switching?
Traded
Oh, talking about
Luka.
Jimmy
just changing
Butler,
teams.
Luca.
Well, we got to blame LeBron for that when it comes to players being able to just go to a team they can. Oh, I want to go to this team and go to that team. We got to blame LeBron for that. Um, I'm okay with it because nowadays it's the money. The money these kids make, man, they can dictate pretty much what they want. It's a gift and a curse. You know, um, for me, every team, of course, baseball don't, but basketball, they have a cap. You can't get every player. Like right now, of course, Jimmy Butler's playing for Golden State. But outside of Steph and Draymond, who else making money on that team? So you can afford a Jimmy Butler. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now they made it to the point to where the cap is so high to where you can have 3 players, max players on your team. Yeah, 3 superstars on your team. Yeah, yeah. Or 3 stars
Yeah,
on your
yeah.
team. Yeah, yeah. So they done made it to where you can make it to have 3. Now, if they push it to where the salary cap is 100 million. Now you can have 4 to 5. Now that's gonna be stupid. Now when you start getting to 4 or 5 superstars and stars
Yeah,
on one
that's
team, that's gonna be crazy. This gonna be almost like an all-star team.
Well, look at Boston's roster. See what the NBA they have a cap, but
Right.
it's not a
But they
hard
have to
cap.
pay luxury tax on it.
So you can
They
go
have to pay the
over it,
luxury
but you
tax. You pay the luxury tax, right.
whereas in football you
Can't
can
go
go over
past it,
cap and you
right.
can't go over it. So Golden State, the years they had KD, they were over the cap and they were paying a luxury tax, but that's why they was afford to. That's why they could raise prices
Chips,
because they
exactly.
was
But they
winning
win the
chips.
championship. So yeah, it offsets that. When if you overpaying for a guy, but you win the
Right.
championships, yeah, you offsetting that money because you generate a lot more money, bringing in a lot more money because you winning championships.
So let's go back to
Okay,
something
go
you
ahead.
said I disagree with. I don't I don't agree with blaming Bron for
Whoa, that's deep.
players bouncing around. What I blame Bron for is for people forming the super teams. People been free agents. They've been going, But to say I'm gonna go here because he gonna
Yeah.
be here and he gonna be
Well,
here.
yeah, that's what I'm
That's the
saying. Yeah,
shit that
yeah, that's what
Bron
I'm
said.
saying. Yeah, Bron say I'm going to play with D Wade. Hey, Chris Bosh, come play with us. You know, or he try to get Melo down there.
Right.
You
But
know,
originally
yeah,
Carmelo,
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Carmelo
He even try to get Melo down there, right? He even try to get Melo
wanted
down there, right?
Carmelo wanted that extra 2 years on his contract, and Bron was like, "Yo, sign for 3, and then we're gonna hit him up again." Melo wanted that 5 years in New
That's
York
why that
or
didn't work
whatever.
out, right? That's why they got Chris Bosh. But like I said, I blame Bron for that.
But that
That
he
whole hey, pick where I go
right.
now. And if you don't send me here, but they got
So
so much money, Tony. If they don't go where they want, they can just sit out, bro.
but what I'm saying is, are you saying you don't like
I'm
that?
saying it's a gift and a curse. I'm saying I like it to a certain extent, but I don't like it. You know, it's a gift and a curse, bro.
Now,
So what you're saying is you're cool with the owner saying you've been in LA 7 years, you chilling, and all of a sudden you get a call and they trade your ass to Indiana. So because they can trade you whenever they want you, unless you're good enough to negotiate a no trade clause, they can send you wherever the
Right.
fuck you want to go. So why is there a problem with me being able to go wherever the fuck I want to go? Because they can send me wherever I want to go.
And
So I
you
want
got
to
a
go
valid
wherever I
point.
want to
You
go. Why
you
is that?
definitely have a valid point. But the thing is, most times as a superstar or star, you trying to go to a team that's going to give you a chip. I'm not going to trade you to a team that's going to give you a chip, or I'm not going to trade you to a team that's in my division. He, Giants trading Saquon Barkley to
Hey, I wouldn't
Philly.
do that.
Then he turn around and win a chip with them. You know,
man,
Well, they
okay,
didn't
I
trade
understand
him
what you're
though.
saying. I
They
understand
didn't
that, but
trade him.
again, the Giants allowed him to go to Philly, bro. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, man.
I know.
As soon as they got that for, I
Yeah,
was like, "Are you serious?"
They say, hey, we're not gonna sign you, but you can't sign in Philly. He from Pittsburgh.
No, they
I mean,
yeah.
can't
he's
say
from
that.
Harrisburg. Or
But again, the whole team. Go ahead.
I don't know. Look, oh no, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, to me, it's all about ratings. Like the season was boring. All of a sudden, Anthony Davis goes to the Mavericks, and Luka Doncic comes to Los Angeles, and Jimmy Butler goes to Golden State. Shit, the
Yeah.
whole league changed. Everybody like, whoa! Everybody clicking on
And
TVs now.
and in the West, you know, like right
Ratings.
now,
So it's
the Eastern Conference in the NBA, 1 through 10 is already everybody's made the playoffs. It's already been set. In the West, only 2 teams has solidified their place in the West Conference. I mean, the playoffs so far. 3 through 8, they only a game and a half behind each other. Then you still have 9 and 10. So there's still 8 teams out there in the West that haven't even clinched a playoff spot. But every team in the fucking East, 1 through 10, has clinched, whether it's the top 6 or the play-in. But everybody's clinched.
well, that's why.
that's why your boy. That's how it was back in the day, and your boy kept going to the finals. That's why he didn't want to come to the East. I mean, he didn't want to come to the West. He wanted to stay in the East because he knew that shit was easy, just like it is right now. Your boy.
Well, you keep talking about, I know you're talking about LeBron.
Whoa!
Yeah,
You agree with that?
yeah, a little bit.
Whoa!
Oh,
Wait!
I can say a little bit, nigga. Damn, a little bit, yo. Yeah, 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 a little bit.
See, wow.
What you want to say, Aaron?
He a Bron.
What's that mean?
This
He a
dude here,
Bron
bro.
sexual.
Anybody like
What is
they
that?
call
Bron
people that like
sexual.
LeBron bronzexuals, bro. I don't know where that term came from, bro. No. That's hey, bro. Everybody out there in the sports world, if you love LeBron, you're a bronzexual, bro. Yeah, bro. See, yes, sir.
I don't hate him.
Why do mugs not like him? Like, what else does he have
So
to
you say you
do?
don't hate him?
I don't
You
understand.
don't hate him,
I don't hate him.
bro.
No, I just don't have.
You don't hate him. You just
I
don't
said
like
I
him.
can't believe
I
it.
don't have
You
him
don't like
though,
him,
but I don't like Bron. I respect the fuck out of Bron for the
but
person he is. Fuck the basketball player. For the
Well,
person,
what's
ain't
wrong
no
with the
but.
basketball
It
player?
ain't no but.
so
He's one of the
but
greatest
what?
players of all time. But I just got to.
But what is it about him? You don't. So you saying you don't like him, but you don't hate him, but you don't like him,
Who
bro.
said
You
I
talk
didn't
shit
like
about
him?
Bron all the
You
time,
said that,
bro.
nigga.
You talk shit about
So
bro.
what?
How you gonna talk shit about a
So
person you
look,
like,
here's what
bro?
I'm saying. Look, bro. Did I say Bron was like
No,
8?
you put him fourth.
I
Eight?
Yeah,
put
you
him
put him
in the top
fourth.
4.
Yeah,
I got him 4.
Four? Who
I
three?
got Kareem first, MJ second, Bean third, and that nigga fourth.
Okay. But why though? I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just why. Why Kareem?
Why Kareem? Because Kareem was the guy that had one. Kareem had 2 shots, and he scored 30-some thousand points. And then when you look at all his accolades, he got 6 he got 6 chips. He got this many MVPs. Blah blah blah. Same as all the other dudes. MJ, I got GOAT because MJ never saw a fucking Game 7. And that's 2 3-peats and never saw a Game 7. Bean, because he fucking Bean, and that's all I need to say about Bean.
Bean is because he's Jordan.
Bean, because he fucking Bean, and that's all I need to say.
But you have to thank Jordan for Bean. There would be no Bean without Jordan.
He was going to be great. Maybe he'd have been...
His mentality is off the charts. Him and Jordan's mentality.
So the reason I got Cole over Bron is because Cole was a killer.
He was.
Cole was a stone cold killer.
Now this is the crazy part. They've done the statistics. Who has more game-winning shots? Cole or fucking Bron?
Bron.
Bron.
But who has more game-winning shots when it matters?
I don't know.
Who got more game-winning shots in the playoff series?
I don't know about all that.
Who got more titles?
Cole got one. He got one more. Cole got one more.
Cole got one more.
You know what's going to happen?
Look, he's been in 9 freaking times.
Why? I just agreed to why. Because the East
has been, yeah.
He said, okay, but look, now, his argument, he's saying Kareem. I'm not saying don't say Kareem, but if you're using what you said as reason, then you should be saying Bill Russell.
Fuck no.
Bill was coaching and playing.
Bill Russell played with 275 Hall of Famers. Bill Russell don't even make my top fucking 15.
Whoa. You say he don't make the top 15? You said 15.
Bill Russell ain't there.
Yikes. Not even top 15. Yikes. That's wild.
I ain't got that nigga top 15.
What are you talking about?
He's talking about because he played with a bunch of Hall of Famers. You know what I'm saying? Boston back in the 60s, got all them damn Hall of Fame with fucking what's my man? Pete Maravich, John Havlicek, yeah. Casey Jones, Bob Cousy,
Okay.
Bill Walton.
Okay, so time out. Did that Celtics team build that team like a superstar team?
No, those are just
team.
Yeah.
So it means that
Yes, sir.
they became that over their work ethic, how they played. So then what the fuck are you talking about then? It wasn't like you recruited the most. If they all turned into all-stars, that's just how bad they were. What the fuck? That was in their moment, in the element.
Listen,
come on,
listen,
man.
Nigga. Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a motherfucking minute. Y'all in my element now. So you're trying to tell me because niggas got good and became Hall of Famers, I'm supposed to give Bill Russell credit for that?
I'm saying.
So let me ask you a question. So go back and look at Kobe had his Hall of Famers include Pau Gasol and Shaq. Shaq had D Wade, Lonzo Mourning, a couple other people, Kobe. And what I'm telling you is a motherfucker that played with 2 Hall of Famers. Kobe had 1 Hall of Famer he played with during his title run. Then he had another Hall of Famer he played with during his title run. This motherfucker played with 7 Hall of Famers, dog.
What I'm saying is that you act like they were Hall of Famers before they went to the team.
It don't make no
But Tone, you gotta understand, bro. And the reason why all those guys are Hall of Famers, Tone, because they won 11 fucking championships. That's why they Hall of Famers, bro. The reason why them Boston guys are Hall of Famers because they won 11 championships. That's why they Hall of Famers.
So you're trying to tell me that if Bob Cousy played with the Lakers instead of the Celtics, he wouldn't have been a Hall of Famer?
No, I don't. You know why? Because hold on. So why those Wilt Chamberlain teams are not Hall of Famers? Why they not Hall of Famers?
Motherfucker, they are.
No. Hold on.
What are you talking about? Dave DeBusschere, Hall of Famer. Dave DeBusschere is a Hall of Famer.
Of course we know Jerry West.
Jerry West is a Hall of Famer.
We know Elgin Baylor.
Elgin Baylor is a Hall of Famer.
Did you just name 2 people?
What are you talking about?
Oh, 3 people. You named 3. We're not talking about. We talking about Bill Russell had 7. He had 7. Wilt Chamberlain had 3, 2, 3.
At least.
That's it.
Wilt Chamberlain. So Will Chamberlain had
Which
David
I don't even know who the hell that is.
My man, it don't make a difference if you know,
Okay,
motherfucker. I
but go
do.
ahead. Go ahead.
David Bushel,
Mm-hmm.
Elgin
And Jerry
Baylor.
West. And
Why
Jerry
you got
West.
3 fingers up, though?
The
Jerry
motherfucking
West. Okay.
logo.
Don't try to stress it to make it sound like it's
West.
good. The motherfucking logo. But Jerry West, that's it. That's it.
I'm about to tell you.
That's
I'm
it.
about to tell you right now. No, it ain't. I'm gonna tell you right now. No, it ain't. Watch, I'm about to tell you.
Well, my point is this. It doesn't matter how many they ended up having. They became Hall of Famers because they played with one another, and
They won.
one
I think they won like 8 or 9
everyone
straight.
made the other person great.
And they beat the Lakers like 3 or 4 of them times.
How was that done?
I'm not saying it don't.
And then Bill Russell was the coach and the player.
So let me ask you a question then. So, okay, no. So I got a question.
Yeah.
Since if that's the case, why don't, so you saying Bill Russell should be top 10 maybe?
Mm-hmm.
Is that what y'all saying?
At very least top 5 is shit. Man, come on, dog. 16 rings?
So let me ask you a question.
That's a lot.
Here's the question.
16.
Here's the question. Why don't we talk about any of those other dudes in the top 10?
Who?
Sam Jones got about 6, 7 rings. Like all these other people, all the people that was on Bill Russell's team. How come?
Because he was the dominant one.
The top 10?
He was the dominant one.
He was not the dominant one, dog. He wasn't even.
Bruh. Hold on. Hold on. You said Bill Russell wasn't the dominant one?
I'm not saying Bill Russell. Oh, Gail
Goodrich.
Gail Goodrich was one. George Mikan was one. And those just the ones that played for the Lakers. I ain't talking about anybody that played when he scored 100 points. He may have had 1 or 2 fucking dudes over there that was Hall of Famers. So I just named 5.
Look, I'm going to say this. Wilt was a bad mug.
Wilt was bad.
Hey, look, I'm talking about not just in basketball, though. Track, high jump.
He was an athlete.
So why couldn't Bill ever... Why couldn't Wilt never beat Boston? Because he dominated. If you look at the stats, he fucking dominated.
Yeah, because Boston had all the white boys that can shoot, bruh.
Never beat that.
They can shoot.
All the white boys that what?
That can shoot.
Now, if you go to Springfield, Massachusetts, aren't you gonna see those white boys naming numbers in those fucking Hall of Fame jerseys? Oh, so there's my point. What's your point?
I don't even get your point.
Dog, listen what I'm telling you. If Bill Russell hadn't played with all them fucking people, bro.
So hold on, Ern. So hold on a second. So Wilt Chamberlain played with, you say, 5 Hall of Famers. So why they only have 1 ring then? If he played with 5 Hall of Famers, why they only have 1 ring?
Because every year. Because I'm gonna tell you, if you let me. You want me to answer your question?
Yeah, we do. Go ahead.
Because they had to play against Boston every year, and they had 7 or 8 Hall of motherfucking Famers. There you go, nigga.
So that means Boston was better than the Lakers.
Absolutely, back then.
Still to this day they still are.
Don't say still. Whoa.
They got 1 more chip than y'all.
Still. There was a period.
They got 1 more chip than y'all, right?
Bro,
Who said dominate? I said they still better than y'all. Still.
You said still today like that.
I'm not saying it's a drop off, but it wasn't that far off.
Stop it. Magic didn't have.
Hold on. In the past 20 years, Lakers have won more championships than the Celtics in the past 20 years. The Lakers, so that means Boston. I mean, the Lakers had to catch Boston. They've been trying to catch Boston this whole time.
No. Bro, when you say still, you act like whenever it came, it was always been Boston.
Where the Lakers had more, when the Lakers were up above them. Back when Magic days, right? Back in the
right. Yeah, they never caught them. It never got to a point to where they and as a matter of fact, this nigga ain't gonna like this. I don't even really give too much credit to the bubble chip.
This bro, he always hold on. My thing is, if it was any other team, would they get credit for that chip? So nobody get credit for the bubble, regardless. Nobody.
I don't. Look, that bubble, what that is, that's complete focus and concentration. You don't have no distractions. So all we doing
is balling. That's it. Balling.
Mano y mano. 24/7. Master of endurance. can you withstand this pressure? Because I'm bringing it every day into
How
the gym,
often I
man.
know,
That's
bro.
a
Think
whole
about that, Tone.
another
How hard it
competition.
is to play in a empty arena when you a professional athlete and you playing in an empty arena like that, bro. That's got to be weird as fuck, bro.
It's
Yeah,
nothing
bro.
but
That's
a
got to be
bubble.
weird as fuck, bro.
Basketball is
You
nothing
can hear
wrong with
every
the ball.
squeak. You can hear
No
you can hear
families, no
everybody talking
friends.
now on the floor. Like that got to be weird as fuck, yo.
Yup, yup.
Motherfuckers
Well,
kill me.
bang bang, motherfucker.
Man, you man, when have
Both
you
of you motherfuckers.
you
Wait a
even
minute,
go to a basketball camp?
I didn't even say nothing when y'all was talking. I let both of y'all come out. So you motherfuckers kill me. Bro, we've had this discussion. They had 3 months off, bro.
Everybody had three
In
months off,
between the
bro.
season.
Everybody
You
had
know,
three
good
months off,
goddamn
bro.
well.
Not just the Lakers.
Everybody
Come
wasn't
on.
already in. AD wouldn't have finished the fucking season if it wasn't for that, bro. He was
But Tony,
when
hold
they
on.
went into the bubble,
But
he
again,
was
I
already
asked you
hurt.
if anybody else would have won it, would it still be an answer? You said yes. So regardless of who won, you still would be you wouldn't have approved of it. So in your point, nobody should have won the book chip that year. They should have just counted the NBA season that year.
No, they should have just don't get a motherfucker credit
Wow,
for winning
huh?
a full championship.
So they should have
I don't
played
give a
all
fuck
these
who it is.
games
That's
and but I got credit for it.
I
Right, yeah, good game. Yeah, good
Good
series,
game.
bro. Yeah, yeah.
Good game.
no, I'm just because you gotta
So you want them to play the games but not get
you
credit
gotta
for a
earn your money.
championship. Y'all can play the games, but we're not gonna give y'all
I don't
credit
give a
for it.
shit if you play
So
the game.
wow.
No, I wouldn't have had a fucking championship that was supposed to be in June in fucking October and then act like it's the same. He talking about some fucking endurance shit. Man, they had 3 months off during the middle of the season. And when they had the 3 months off,
So
AD's ass was
nobody
already
else on other teams were
injured.
injured. AD was the only person injured in the whole league. No, I'm
Nobody
just
else
saying.
won, dog.
But I'm just saying nobody
Nobody
else had
else
injuries
won.
but AD. He was the only
I don't
person injured.
know. Nobody else won.
He's speaking about things that are across the board. That was 3
Exactly. That's
months
what I'm trying
off
to
for
get him to
everybody. What that
understand.
got to do
Everybody
with
had
3
three months
months off?
off.
Because he came back
Right.
healthy. So that means other people that got a
That's
chance
what
to
I'm
come
saying.
back healthy. I'm telling you, this fool ain't never been in a environment where all it is, like if you go to camp for a week, for a month, and you stand at the dorms, and all it is that sport, all that is competition, all that is where do you fare? Yo, you figure out the lions from the sheep real fucking quick. Mugs, they be scared as hell, little punks. You see
Mhm.
who a pussy and who ain't. Trust me, you see it in their eyes.
Nigga,
I
you
can see
not
it in your
seeing no
eyes,
shit
little
like
scary
that in
ass nigga.
nobody's. You trying to tell me LeBron was looking at in Kawhi's eyes and was seeing all the bullshit he just said?
Man, what you talking about, man? And look here. You know when a mug's scared, bro. You can tell when a cat's scared. And I'm saying, like, look, when it gets to the point where you run.
So Bron can look at Kawhi and be like, "Oh, nigga, you."
Hold on, no, Tone. That's
Or you're
possible.
injured,
That's
something ain't right.
possible, bro. You can look at an athlete and look at another athlete. Hold on, so that's not possible in boxing, really? You can't look at your opponent and be like, oh, that nigga scared. I'm just saying.
We're
So you
not
think
talking
no
about
basketball player
boxing.
is scared? Hold on, you think
No,
no
we're not
basketball
talking.
players ever get scared?
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Or injured, or
That's not
having
what
an
I'm saying.
off day, or you can just tell something off with him.
But what I'm saying is, if it's a normal game in the bubble, right? Game one of the fucking playoff series in the bubble, you're not gonna be able to look at me and say, "Oh, nigga, he's
I
scared."
give the
That's
parameters of
him.
day
See, that's the
one.
shit he do,
I'm
bro.
just saying
That's
at
how
some
that's how he
point.
try to justify shit.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how he
Try to make his
justify shit,
point.
yo.
I'm
That's
not.
how he
I'm just
do.
saying these motherfuckers.
Boo-boo,
Y'all niggas crazy.
try to make up
You're
a
not
scenario.
gonna tell me to
I didn't say that, motherfucker. Ain't nobody said that shit you said. You making up some bullshit.
You're not gonna tell me you're gonna get down.
Well, if the economy crashed and then rose and then fell and then LeBron came and scooped it up with a super.
You're not making no sense right now.
That's how you say.
That's not how.
That's my whole purpose.
What I'm telling you is you're not worried about the next nigga. Man,
I'm saying you're not worrying about nothing but you and winning. And what I'm saying, it take a certain mindset to be all day, every day. It's all about ball. Because you brought up distractions and stuff like that, right? So if you're in a bubble, and you don't have those distractions, isn't it easy? Shouldn't it be easier?
Should be, but
So
it's a mental thing, Tone.
Everybody's playing performance. So everybody's at maximum performance, if that's true. But some people can't perform. The outlet, I need to be able to go out and see my mom. I need to do this, and that lets me let off my steam. Hey, that was one of the dudes that was sneaking the chicks in there. Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
But when my whole point is this. This is my whole point. If the season had gone the way it was without COVID, AD would not have finished the season.
Okay, I get that.
So my whole point is me being a Laker fan. He asked me straight up, "Yo, are you counting that chip?" I
Yeah.
said, "Nope, didn't I don't give a shit if that could have been cold. I'd have been like that chip's bullshit."
Whatever, dog. They still
Yeah,
play
man.
games. That's what I'm saying.
So
And it was you act like the circumstance, like they chose a circle. Look, COVID happened. Was nothing you could do about it. So the resolution is that we're going to put everybody in a not privacy, but
Safe, sterile
it
environment.
was like
very specialized way,
yeah,
right? But then you should be able to perform to peak performance because all we concentrating on is football, no distraction from home, nothing else.
well, them niggas, everybody down there was balling though. Like it was some good fucking games.
Come on, man. Muggs was putting in work. You gonna see who work and
Right.
who doesn't work. Who you know what I'm saying? After games be beat, who got a work ethic. You learn a lot about your
Well,
team.
it's just interesting how that one year they won it. The next year they didn't make the playoffs because of injury.
True indeed. I remember that. Injury like crazy. I'm hoping they gonna go this year. Cause we third seed, but like see, I became a Lakers fan back in the day because every time I turned on the TV, it was the Lakers against the Celtics. And I didn't like the Celtics because I didn't like Clinton. I couldn't stand Clinton.
Who?
Clinton. Back home. Clinton was yellow and white. I mean, white and
Yeah.
green.
Oh,
Just
Clinton
like
High School.
Yup. Anytime
Clinton,
we played Clinton, I did not like Clinton. So I was always with the Lakers. So I've been liking the Lakers since a kid. I think they got a chance to go.
What, this year?
I mean, yeah, they got a chance. You don't talk to me. You ain't like the way him and Luka playing?
I let Bron say
Who gonna win the West this year?
Talk to me. Luka is Lakers.
No,
Luka is
they're losing the
Lakers.
second round this year. It depends on where they listen. Right
So
now they're in the
why? What's
third
wrong?
seed. Right now they're sitting in 3, so they can go from 3 to 8. Anywhere between 3 and 8, they can fall.
So if they stay third, the second round they got to play Denver.
No. They'll have to play Houston.
They got to
But
play Houston.
who do they play in the first round? They'll play 3, play 7.
3 play 6.
Yeah,
3 play 6. So maybe even
it'll
Golden
be Golden.
State, Minnesota.
Yeah, they wouldn't be Golden State in the first round. They wouldn't be Golden State in the first round. And that's exactly right now. If it stay 3-6.
So this is the last question. This is the last point I'm gonna make because
I'm hungry. I need to go eat.
So this is the last point. What if Bron end up with less titles than Steph? You still gonna have Bron to go?
I think he might. He might.
If Steph win 5 and Bron finish 4,
Yes.
is Bron still your GOAT? Because
Yes.
let me tell you why. Kareem, my GOATs dominated their eras. Nobody won on MJ's watch. Nobody won on Kareem's watch. Kobe got 5. Steph had 5. Bron had 4. And Steph beat him a couple times in the finals. And he still be your GOAT?
Hold on.
And you don't think you're Bron section?
Hold on. When my GOAT is the top 3 in every offensive stat, yeah. When he's top 3 in every stat, yeah. Yeah, offensive stat, yeah.
Those
Those are what?
Okay, so it's
No.
all about
I mean, but he has he has
longevity
MVPs.
statistics.
He has championships. So he has all them things.
So think about this, Rob. So think about this. Put this in perspective. When did he catch MJ? At like year 18? When he caught MJ with the scoring record.
It wasn't no 2 or 3 years ago.
Like 17, 18.
Because Jordan like 4th or 5th on the list right now, I think.
So keep in mind, Jordan only played 13 years and missed a year and a half because of injury. And the motherfucker never saw game 7. So while you putting all them points on the board, guess when you putting all them points on the board? You putting all them points on the board while you fucking
What
losing.
you mean? The dude been in 9 fucking finals, bro.
MJ never.
That gotta be some crazy.
Why?
But come on.
Just explain to me why.
But I'm saying, bro, the dude he'd have been to 9 finals. He done won championship with 3 teams, bro. 3 different teams. He won a championship with 3 different teams, bro. What you mean? Because he's Braun.
Why?
Because he's
a
Braun.
good thing and a bad thing. But that's a good thing and a bad
Can't
thing.
nobody else do that, bro.
But that's a good thing and a bad thing. When you win a chip,
I guarantee Jordan couldn't have done that, bro. There's no way Jordan would have done that.
Out.
Better go. He ain't do it with Wizards.
But I guarantee you, Jordan wouldn't have wanted to do it. Jordan wouldn't have said, "I'm gonna go play with Magic and Bird."
No.
Jordan
Well, we
wouldn't have
understand.
said that.
Hold on. No. We
You
know
trying to
back
tell
then
me?
guys didn't do that, Tone. We know that. We know back then they didn't do that.
So how you gonna tell me? So how you
Okay,
gonna
hold
use an
on.
excuse as,
Okay,
oh,
so
back then guys didn't do that, but you gonna tell me you're gonna sit up here? Wait. But you're gonna tell me Jordan couldn't have won on 3 different teams? So you trying to tell me if you'd have dropped Jordan in
hold
Indiana,
on.
they wouldn't have won? If you'd have dropped
Hold
Jordan in
on. Okay.
Portland, they wouldn't have won? If you would have dropped
So when
Jordan in
so hold on.
Boston, Miami, are you fucking
So when
lying?
Braun went back to
You know,
Cleveland, who he dropped them in here? A 2-year player in Kyrie. Kyrie's only in the league 2 years or 3 years when he went back to Cleveland. When he went to LA, who they he dropped in there? So again, your Miami argument is fair.
I think I think the Cleveland championship is
So
one of the most
your
impressive
Miami
things.
your Miami argument might be a little
I'm not
fair.
taking
Yeah, it
away
might be
from.
a little fair, but Cleveland and LA, no.
I give him more credit for the Cleveland championship than I do for the bubble chip or the one in Miami. And don't act like the bubble chip AD wasn't the man that year before he fucking got hurt. Stop it. And they had Rondo.
Rondo.
Come
I
on,
mean,
bro.
it's like Rondo with his
Come on, bro.
glorified point guard, bro.
Nothing. But he make it seem like the motherfucker on the island.
No, he wasn't there.
You act like
He
Bron
wasn't there on the island.
did all this shit, bro.
Man, I'm not. Look, I don't have a goat because it's all different eras. Look, they didn't play the same back when Jordan. They was five. Man, the people nowadays got hit like they did in Jordan and the Piston era. Man, must be out for months.
But Braun,
Especially
but Braun would
that
be able to
nigga.
take it though.
Because that nigga,
But
you
he'd have
could
been able to
just
take it
bring
though.
him.
He'd be able to take that beat.
Huh?
Braun could have played in the '80s. Tony, with his body type, he'd have been able to played in the '80s,
I
bro.
think he could have too.
Yeah, with his body type, yeah. But I don't know if his
Yeah, he
mindset
would
would
have.
have let him. Nigga, do you see every time he get
But
bumped
that
right
because
now, he act like he
that's how
fucking
today's
hurt.
game is. Back in the era, if he got a bump, he'd have had to adjust to that tone. He wouldn't have been like, just flopping everywhere. He wouldn't have been flopping
I
everywhere
agree
back
with
then.
that.
Nah,
I
he'd have
don't
been a
think,
man
I don't
child,
think, I think it's stupid to say he could.
bro.
I think it's stupid to say he
He'd have
couldn't
been
have played in
Charles
that era.
Oakley.
I
He'd have
think
been
that's
Charles
dumb.
Oakley with his skill. He'd have been Oakley with his skills, bro.
That's a
He'd
good
have been
one.
Oakley.
Charles Oakley
Oakley.
or Charles Barkley? See, I don't know if he had
I
that
think he'd have been Charles
mindset.
Oakley.
You gotta look. You gotta understand.
I know
You gotta understand when you do this
See,
stuff, bro.
but
You gotta
that's today's
well,
game,
that's
bro. That's
now,
this
but
era, bro.
it's a theatric. It's theatric.
Rob, here's the thing. What we can't go on nothing. We can't go on but nothing but what we see. So I know that's today's game, and I do think Bron would adjust to the game. And I think he would have had no problem playing in the '80s and '90s. I don't. I mean, I agree with that. But you can't take away from the fact that every time you blow
So
on
hold
this
on. Let me ask you a
motherfucker,
question.
he act
So you
like
so
something
you telling me
happened
if
to him.
Braun would have grew up in the '70s and '80s like us and played basketball in the '70s, he wouldn't have been like this, Tone, like he is now. That's today's game. That's why he's like that.
I agree. But I would
Ain't no hope
hope.
into it. He wouldn't have,
I
bro.
would
Back
hope
then,
you're
who
correct.
flopped like that
But
back
what
then?
I'm
Nobody besides Dennis Rodman. He was the only one. Everybody in today's game flopped, bro.
bro,
Everybody flopped, bro.
but it ain't flopping. I'm not talking about the flopping part. This nigga always got to roll around
Everybody
on the
act,
rim and
Tony.
lay
Everybody
around like he
act,
having a
bro.
fucking.
Everybody does that, bro.
No, they don't. Nobody do. Everybody
Everybody
do.
act,
No,
bro.
that's a lie.
Is
Everybody
is
don't do
levels
that
to
shit.
acting, Tony?
No,
Excuse me. There's
stop.
levels to acting. Regardless,
And
there's
he's
levels
the
to it. But
highest.
everybody act. Everybody acts,
And
bro.
he's at the highest level. This nigga always acting like he got hit and never get
So he the
touched
only
and
one that
rolling
does that.
around.
Hey,
They
look,
show the
He's the only one
replay.
that
Yo,
does that
this
in the
nigga
league.
don't even.
No. Is he the
He
only
do
one that
it
does
more
it in the
times
league?
than not.
Is he the only one?
Yes. No, but he probably not. But who does it
Hey,
more than him?
somebody gotta be the king. Somebody gotta be the king of everything, bro.
all I know is this. Look, it gets to a point where sometimes people are so good that people get accustomed to their greatness and don't even give them the credit. Like, Curry's ridiculous. I don't care what nobody say. That fool ridiculous. And
For
he
sure.
changed the game. And he about to catch some cats with these rings because they on a run right now. I don't know. They might take it to the house.
So I don't understand. I just don't understand how you can still say that nigga will be the GOAT if
Curry.
Steph end up with 5 rings on his watch.
But I mean,
This is gonna be
only reason Steph would be the GOAT. So you saying he would be dethroned because of Steph winning one more chip than
I
him.
didn't say Steph would be the GOAT. No,
No, no,
Steph
no, no, no. I'm
wouldn't get
saying
it,
not
bro.
Steph,
Steph
but I'm
wouldn't get
saying
it.
you would
I'm
dethrone
saying
LeBron if Steph won one more chip. I'm not saying Steph gonna be the GOAT. I'm just saying you would dethrone him.
I can't throne that nigga because I never
Okay, but,
thrown that
but
nigga.
Where you got him at?
I just thought that nigga
no,
I
you
had that
say
nigga
four.
third or
He got him
fourth.
four. But how are we gonna? So
Okay, yeah, I
hold on.
got
You
him
don't
four.
even have Steph in your top five. So hold on. If Steph win another
Division.
chip, he gonna jump LeBron and be in your top five because he won one more chip.
He won't, Steph wouldn't jump LeBron if he won, but I got Steph 10th right
Okay, he in the top 10. Okay.
now. If Steph get another chip, he gonna stay at 10th.
Is he? He gonna stay at 10?
Hell no.
Where he going?
He gonna move up.
Well,
Elijah Wan, come see me.
So
Come
you
see me.
saying that
I
chips
don't know what
elevate you
makes him
then?
jump
Chips
up to
move
the
you up
10.
She make
move
no
you up the
shit
line.
that
So chips move you up the line.
They should.
yeah, they help.
Oh, okay. So
They help.
if chips the
Yeah, because
criteria, then why?
we
Hold
wouldn't
on.
be
If chips the criteria,
we
then
wouldn't
why
be
we don't have Bill Russell up there? Then if chips the criteria.
chips ain't the only fucking
Oh,
criteria,
now it's not
dog.
the
Stop it. Because if
only.
that's the case, Robert Ory will be second. Don't try to
No, no,
hit me
no.
with the
Because that's where I was gonna
who
go
the fuck do
next.
you think
That's
you
where I was gonna
talking
go
to?
next.
No, you're not making. So we gonna put Robert Ory 7th. Let's put Robert Ory second.
But you said
Did I
that
say that shit?
if Steph win another chip, he gonna elevate a little higher from 10th based on the chip. He go from 10th to 7th or
He
6th.
would. Well, he would, but that don't make. But that don't make him top 5.
No, I said 7 or 6, so 6 or 7. But you moving
That
him
don't make him top.
because of the chip only. That's it.
No, it's not because of the chips only. Why? Who you think you trying to fool, nigga? I just said it ain't just about the chips. But one of the things he said, the nigga changed the game. He's an all-time leading three-point shooter. He got 5 every. So let me ask you a question, Rob. If Bron did everything he did, but he had one chip, would you have him as your GOAT?
Yes. If he was an all-time leader scorer, yeah. And he still hold on. And he still was in top
So
three.
Bron did
Hold on.
everything,
And still top three in all these categories. Yes. Yes. Well,
nigga.
yes.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And he only had one ring. He would be your GOAT.
Bruh, all-time leader scorer,
That's
bruh. That's saying something
crazy.
for me, bruh. That's
That's
saying something for
fucking
me, bruh.
insane, dog. So it ain't about championships for you at all, nigga. It's just
Mhm.
about getting a bunch of stats. That's all it's about for you,
Hey,
right?
he done played 22 years. He done put up all these
Wow.
numbers. Yeah, he's the greatest basketball player. He's the greatest basketball player, bro.
And if he had one chip,
He-
so if he didn't win a chip at all, you still say that?
See, this is
Wait. If he didn't have no championship,
now,
so the
see,
fact that this nigga only get one
one.
chip and you make him your GOAT,
I mean, because that's a box he checked off. That would be a box he checked off.
wow.
Hold on. When you look at Hall of Fame status, it don't say you have to win 5 rings. It just say championship check. Player of the year or MVP check. It don't say you have to win 2 MVPs or 3 chips. You just say championship check. You got all got just win one, just one.
In order to what? In order to do what? To
I'm
go
just
to the
saying.
Hall of Fame?
You know what I'm saying? When you to be selected to a Hall of Fame, there's a criteria you have to meet. So it doesn't say you have to win 3 championships or 5 championships. You say just be a champion. That's it. One MVP. You don't have to win
So
multiple
so
MVPs, just one
let me
MVP.
so
So
get ready
LeBron
for
will have still checked all those boxes.
let's go home. Let's go home.
He would still have checked all those boxes. So he still would be my GOAT.
So let me ask you a question. Did Patrick Ewing check all them
No,
boxes?
Patrick didn't win a chip. He didn't win a chip.
What about John Stockton?
No, he didn't
All
win a
them
chip.
but they in the Hall of fucking Fame.
No,
They in the
no, I
Hall of
understand that.
Fame.
I understand that, Tone. I'm just saying. It's a lot of people who doesn't win chip, who doesn't have
Right.
chips
You
that's in the
just
Hall of
said
Fame.
in order to get in the Hall of Fame, you say that
No, no,
in
no.
that
What I'm
box.
saying to you is, what I'm saying is
This
there's
is shit I deal
criteria
with every
to get into the Hall of Fame. You're trying to tell me if LeBron wouldn't have won no chip, he still would be your GOAT? Yeah, he still would be my GOAT. Without a chip, he still would be my GOAT.
Will he still be
I think
nigga, no championships, he still be your GOAT?
look, I think what
Wow.
he's doing is it's an accumulation of how long he's played, the number of accomplishments, the number of records. Like
Mhm.
as an overall basketball player, there hasn't been any one person to dominate as much as him in that many
That's what I'm
categories.
saying. It's all the
From
categories he's
that, it's
leading in,
inevitable.
Tone.
It's like whether he's your GOAT or not, like that robot. that robot that they
So
built to play
so
basketball.
again, I agree with everything y'all saying,
Hey,
and the
my
numbers
damn
are
iPad about
crazy.
to die.
But this motherfucker just looked me in my face. This motherfucker just looked me in my face and said, if this nigga ain't had no
Without a
rings, he
ring,
still will be his
due to the
GOAT.
fact what Aaron just said,
That's
bro,
his goal.
all those accolades, those categories that he still check off, he still will be my GOAT, bro. For sure.
Hey, I think I heard you say your battery about to die. Anything else you got to ask me before
Nah,
I go?
brother.
Before we
I'm
go?
good, man. I love to look on that nigga face right there, yo.
No,
See, the
anything,
thing is, Aaron, when we get off, hold on, Aaron, when we get off,
anything,
you
bro.
gonna have to hear this bullshit. I don't have to hear it. You gonna have to hear this bullshit. So,
Right. I ain't worried about motherfucker
no,
brain.
bro, you got to hear this bullshit, bro. Because
Brain,
he gonna
he
be
talking
complaining to
something
you
too.
about what the shit I was saying.
Echo on the wall.
Hey, man.
I'm gonna call Matt.
Hey, fool, you got anything you need to ask? We go.
Hey Rob, I'm gonna call Matt. Like you ain't gonna believe this nigga, man.
Like I
Cause
said, he
I ain't
gonna have to
gotta
talk
say
shit to
nothing to Aaron.
somebody.
He already heard the bullshit. Nah, nigga, I'm gonna call Matt, dog.
All right.
I'm shocked at you, bro. I'm really disappointed, and
Don't be
I'm
disappointed,
questioning
nigga.
our
I ain't your
brotherhood.
kid, nigga. You gotta be disappointed in me, nigga. I ain't your kid. The fuck? I ain't your son.
I feel like I'm talking to AJ.
I ain't your son,
Y'all
nigga.
might as well be brothers as long as y'all been knowing each other.
Nigga, this is my brother.
I feel
Shit.
like I'm talking to AJ right now. Listen.
Listen,
Hey,
son.
Rob, listen, son.
Hey,
All right, man, that's it, bro. I got it. I'll edit it later.
yeah, for
You
sure,
got
man.
anything you need to ask before I go, man?
Nah, not on camera.
All right.
Hey, hold on. Tell me. Yes, I do.
All right, what?
So,
Whatever.
There you go.
how the host like? Was you nervous when you did that scene?
What, love scene?
The dude.
Oh,
Why?
nah, I
Hey,
just knew
man,
she
listen, man.
was going to go to
My,
one of the
hey, that's
So
my,
was that?
my shit about to die, bro.
No, hold on. Let me ask this one last question. So there was like a shit.
Nah, no she. But we didn't have.
Skin, yeah. They bottom was on, yeah. Yeah. Hey, man. Aaron, as always, brother, we appreciate you. Hey, man, he'll be all right. Hey, man, hey, Aaron, don't let him entice you, Aaron. Hey, be who you are, dog. Don't let a nigga trick you, bro. Be who you are, bro. Stay from up on the third floor. Don't go on the third floor, Aaron. Aaron, do not go on the third floor, bro. Stay your ass on the second floor. Do not go on the third floor. Hey, love you too, bro. Hey, peace, brothers. Yes, sir. All right, boy. Later.